How we doing, folks? How we doing, folks? Top of the morning to you. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Happy Friday. How's everybody doing this morning? TGIF, as we say in America. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. So how we doing, folks? Getting ready for the weekend, what are we doing this weekend? What are we doing? We're relaxing, we're recharging. TGIF. How's everybody doing? It's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airwaves of Houston, Texas. Been in Houston, Texas now for 11 years, coming up on 12, 15 years altogether, coming up on in Texas altogether. Here's what we talk about. We talk about all things type 2 diabetes. So if you're struggling with type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar, insulin resistance, if you're struggling with that, this is where you want to be. Why? Because we're going to break down the whole science of where does diabetes come from? Is diabetes, type 2 diabetes, is that reversible? Is that something you got to have for the rest of your life? Or is there an alternative? Is there another way out? That is the question, folks. That is what we're going to uncover doing this live. So do me a favor, folks. Bebop that screen, double tap that screen. It's your boy Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. Double tap that screen and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with prediabetes. You know anybody that's struggling with prediabetes or got diagnosed with prediabetes? You send the live over there to them. You know anybody that's got gestational diabetes? You send this live over there to them. You know anybody who's got erectile dysfunction, PCOS, high blood sugar? You send this over there to them. What's up, Angela? We're just getting going here. We're just starting the live off, so we're just getting going. A couple more folks are probably going to enter the room here in a second. That's usually how it goes. But like I said, that's what we talk about. All things type 2 diabetes. But the question is, can you impact your A1C, your blood sugar? Can you impact all of that in as little as 14 days? And then that's what we're going to uncover on this live today. We're going to talk about a few things. A1C, going to figure out what that is. Then once we figure out what an A1C is, once we figure out what insulin resistance is, once we get to understand the science of it, then we're going to talk about how to fix it. How to use that. How do you use what you learned to actually defeat the condition? Because here's the thing, folks. Type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. So meaning it was your diet and lifestyle that caused the condition. So if it were your diet and lifestyle that caused the condition, shouldn't it be that same diet and same lifestyle that gets you out of it? Folks, that's exactly how it works. That's how it works. When it comes to insulin resistance, that's how it works. Maybe if you've had insulin resistance for, 15, 20 years, 10, 15, 20 years, you've been battling this condition. You started walking, but you gained weight. Okay. We're going to dig into that. Okay. So let's talk about that. Type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. So what do you mean a dietary and lifestyle driven condition? Meaning in these 4 areas, somewhere in these 4 areas, that something went awry. And when something went awry, in what specific areas? Stress management, activity levels, eating, and especially sleeping. These areas right here. That's what happened. You're quite welcome. So here's the thing. Type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. So you can reverse it. How do you reverse it? You reverse it the exact same way that you got it. Same way that I got it. You want to know how I got it? You want to know how I got type 2 diabetes? It was because I was eating whatever I wanted, however I wanted, for as long as I wanted. And as a result, I kept eating that way until something broke. And what broke? Well, that's when I went to the doctor, got diagnosed as being a diabetic, having heart disease, and being obese, all at the very same doctor's visit. Can you imagine that? It's crazy. But that's just a little bit about my story. Diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. But I don't have those anymore. All due to the power of just changing those areas of my life, my stress management, my activity levels, my eating, especially what I was eating, and then sleeping. Those 4 areas right there. Once I mastered those 4 areas, telling you, skies was the limit. So how we doing, folks? My name's Kelley. You're certified. Oh, I got to show you a little picture of that. Let me show you a little picture of that so you can see where I'm coming from. What it looks like to have diabetes, heart disease, obesity. But I'm here to tell you, folks, even though it looked like that in the beginning, it's what it looked like in the beginning. That's called diabetes, heart disease, obesity, right? 2 weeks after I took this picture, had no idea. 2 weeks after I took that picture, had no idea that I was going to get my diagnosis. But you can see, look, you don't have to stay that way. That's the after. That's the after. That's the after. So that's what it meant. That's what it looked like. The picture on the before picture, what it looked like to have diabetes, heart disease, obesity. That was eating whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. The picture on the right, the other picture, the after picture, was focusing on my task, the mission at hand, and that mission was to do everything in my power to reverse this condition, to reverse the heart disease, to reverse all of that stuff, the diabetes, the obesity. So that is the determination, folks. That is the drive that you gotta have. So that's what we're gonna uncover today. Is it possible? Can you do it? Yeah, hell yeah, you can do it. Hell yeah, you can reverse type 2 diabetes. Hell yeah, you can. Just like I did. But the question is, how badly do you want it? You must be willing to do it. You must be willing to adjust your comfort zone. To do that, you gotta be willing to destroy your comfort zone. Appreciate that, Joey. You got to get so far out of your comfort zone that it ain't even funny. Hang out with me for 2 weeks, and I'm going to get you outside of your comfort zone. It's a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So my people who are ready for serious change, if you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. Like if you need change, if the time to change is not, if you're ready to put in your order right now for change, like you at the restaurant, you just ready to put in your order. What's your order? Change. That's your order. That's my order. That's what I'm ordering. But here's the thing. Your comfort zone is the real enemy of change. That's who it is. So let's get into it, folks. Like I said, my name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Let's go ahead and get into the questions. Whatever questions you got for me, throw them in the chat. We're getting ready to get the live going. That was just a little intro, but we're getting ready to get going. Like I said, my name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Where are you from? The question is, what city are you from? What country are you from? What state are you from? All right, let me know where you're from. It's Kelley. I'm coming at you straight from Houston, Texas. And also put new in the chat. If you're new, throw the word new in the chat. Frederick, Maryland, no doubt. Throw the word new in the chat. so I can see where my new folks are. Shout out to you new folks. Rob Morris, shout out to you. Joey, Kiki, Michigan. All right, Prime Rail Direct, shout out to you. Been diabetic since 2010. Can I fix it, South Carolina? You absolutely can. If you're talking about type 2 diabetes, you absolutely can. It is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition, just like I did. Come on now, if I did it, you can do it. All you got to do is destroy that comfort zone. You destroy that comfort zone, I promise you. I promise you. You can do anything that you want. If you've got enough reasons, to destroy your comfort zone, you can do anything you want. Let's see. All right, my name's Kelley, folks. Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. If you're new, talk about all things type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, high blood sugar, you name it. Why? Because I've been there and I've done that. I was a diabetic, had heart disease, and obese. None of that anymore. Now, my mission is to help you do the same thing that I did by using the power of your lifestyle, because that's what caused it. So here we go. Most likely what's caused it, okay? Mostly. Let me put it that way. New Florida, shout out. Austin, Texas, my old stomping grounds. Shout out to Austin. New from West Virginia, have the same 3 issues, changed my entire lifestyle and lost 72 pounds. That's it. Hi, Mr. Kelley. What's up, Cindy? That's it. Love, I love that. Same 3 issues, lost 72 pounds. Shout out. Good morning. Shout out to you, everybody. New from GA. I kept diabetes away with the plants. That's it. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that today on clean eating real, whole, unprocessed foods with the real food, folks. You put real food into your body, like I did during that time. Well, I still do, but especially during that time. That was 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, 2021, when I lost all the weight. No more diabetes, all that stuff. And it hasn't come back. Why? It's because I continue to still eat real food. Shout out to you. I just lost 14 pounds in 3 months. Wow, Cindy, that's amazing. Shout out to you, 14 pounds in 3 months. That's beautiful. Keep up the great work. So let's get into it, folks. We're getting ready to talk about all things A1C. Do me a favor, folks, and put the words A1C in the chat, because a lot of people don't really understand. We're going to break down the science of this thing. A lot of people don't, and then I'm going to tell you how to fix it. So that's how my lives go, folks. I'm going to tell you how to fix it. I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to tell you how to fix it. That's the deal. That's the deal. A1C. All right. Also, like I said, bebop that screen, folks. Bebop that screen. Did you take insulin while eating clean? No. My lifestyle was, the doctor, they offered me medication, but I didn't let it get to the point where it got bad enough where I needed insulin. You know what I mean? I caught it right in the beginning. As soon as my A1C, boom, which we're going to talk about right now, got to a 6.5, boom, gone. All right, A1C. Throw A1C in the chat, folks. Do me a favor. Put that word A1C in the chat, because we're getting ready to talk about what is diabetes. Like, who is this monster that we're fighting? Put the A1C in the chat, because we're getting ready to go to the board. Class will be in session. Now, any questions? I try to get to as many questions as I can, but I can't always get to all the questions when I'm on the board. So a lot of times if I'm teaching something, I'll come back and I'll check out all of the questions. But I try to answer as many. I'll go back and I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. But if I'm on the board, hard to get to the questions all the time. But we're going to get to it, no doubt. So let's talk about A1C. All right, couple of folks, A1C. A couple of folks want to talk about A1C. Let's get to it. Any questions before we get going, folks? Okay, class is in session. Here we go. Let's talk about it. First part of this is, what the hell is it? What the hell are we gonna be? What the hell are we? Who the hell are we fighting? That's part number one. Part number two is going to be, how do we beat the guy? How do we beat the villain? Who's the villain that we're fighting? And the villain that we're fighting, here it is. Type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance. That's who we're fighting. So let's find out what that means. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they say, hey, doctor, hey, my hemoglobin, the doctor may tell you, hey, your hemoglobin is low. You come in the morning in the wrong time for me. I'm on all the other socials, right? You can watch the replay. I'm everywhere. So here we go. Hemoglobin A1C. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they say, hey, listen, your hemoglobin is low. You got low iron. Who's ever experienced that before? Put a me in the chat. Put me in the chat if you've ever experienced that before. Or if you've ever gotten your hemoglobin A1C tested. Here it is. Put a me in the chat. All right, I got a me. All right, the word hemo means iron and oxygen. So iron and oxygen rich blood needs to go through every cell of your body. What do you mean iron and oxygen rich blood? I mean, every time you breathe in and out, it needs to go to every cell of your body. So that is what hemo iron is, iron and oxygen, rich blood, globin is a protein. So hemoglobin literally means iron and oxygen rich blood being carried through every cell of your body, which are proteins. It needs to touch every cell of your body. Oxygen-rich red blood cells, the air that you breathe. You want to know what I mean when I say that? Try to see how long you can hold your breath. See how long you can hold your breath, folks. My guess is probably not very long, maybe like 30, 45 seconds. So that is what hemoglobin is, because you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood. Okay, now that we've established that, A1C is how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. You're like, what do you mean sugar stuck? Well, I mean that same sticky stuff that from a Jolly Rancher, that same sticky stuff, if you put a Jolly Rancher in your mouth, it gets all nasty and you spill Coke on your hand and it gets all nasty. Ugh, that sticky stuff is being stuck to your hemoglobin, which causes glycation. Glycation is a fancy way of saying your cells are rusting. That's what it means. Your cells are oxidizing. The more sugar that you've got stuck to your hemoglobin, the faster your cells are oxidizing or rusting, or AKA another way of saying it is aging. The faster you're aging. That's what it means. It means the faster you're checking out of here. It means the more sugar that you've got stuck to your hemoglobin over the past, it's been the past 3 months, but you can keep it staying high forever. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Ultimately, you get so much sugar attached to it. Let's talk about the sugar. What's the sugar? It's indicated by a percent. Okay, we're still talking about sugar. Indicated by a percent. And it goes anywhere between about 4 and 30. These are extreme cases. Below 4, higher than 30. Those are extreme cases. But this is the percent of sugar. So do me a favor, folks. If you're comfortable with it, put your A1C in the chat. If you're comfortable with it, folks, put your A1C in the chat. It's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. We're talking about all things A1C right now. You're type 2 diabetic, 14 days can change everything. And that's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 13.5, 7.5, 6.4, 8. Sorry, 6.5. Okay, 7.8, 7, 6.8. What else we got? If you're just joining us, folks, if you're comfortable with it, put your A1C in the chat. because we're going to talk about how to bring that number. We're talking about what that number is. 6.7, 6.8, 6.1, 11. Okay, these numbers that y'all are calling out, 14, 5.4, these numbers, 6, these numbers that y'all are calling out is a percent. It is what percent of sugar is stuck to your hemoglobin. So some of the numbers y'all are calling out, 5.7 through a 6.4. When your percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin is 5.7 to 6.4, who can tell me what that means? What does it mean when the percent of sugar that is, when you go to the doctor, and let's just say your A1C is a 6.1, like something like a 6, like someone just called that. What does that mean? Who can tell me what that means? 10. Any guesses on what that means? Pre-diabetes, okay. Pre-diabetic, yep. Pre-diabetes. So that's what that means, pre-diabetic. But what does that mean though? What does it mean to be a pre-diabetic? Let's play another game. Who can tell me what is the most important hormone in your body? What's the most important hormone? Is it estrogen? Is it glucagon? Is it insulin? Is it testosterone? Is it, there's a lot of important hormones in the body, but which one is the most important, folks? Which one would we say? Oh yeah, okay, insulin. We'll need insulin to fix, all right? Glucagon, insulin, I have lowered that 18. How do I lower it? Because I'm having surgery on the 22nd of December. You hang out with me on the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's how you do it. But we're going to talk about the fix next. Stick around and we're going to talk about that. Okay, all right, insulin, the pancreas, all right. That is it, folks, insulin. Insulin is the most important hormone in the body. How do I know this? Here, listen, we're talking about diabetes, right? Type 2 diabetes. But there are two forms of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 means you don't produce enough insulin, or you don't produce any insulin at all, or you don't produce any insulin at all. So as a result, you have high blood sugar. As a result, you're insulin dependent. What does it mean to be insulin dependent? It's why type 2 diabetics need an insulin pump, or they need insulin all the time. It's because they are insulin dependent. They cannot survive without the hormone. You can survive without some of those other hormones, cortisol and all that stuff. You can survive without those hormones, but hey, listen, your quality of life's gonna suck. But without insulin, you ain't surviving at all. So that is why it's called insulin dependent. Type 2 diabetes is totally different. That means you're insulin resistant. So being a pre-diabetic means you are becoming insulin resistant, meaning you are becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. So that's what it means to be a pre-diabetic. It means that you're becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. Now, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like a good thing. That doesn't sound like a good thing. So who can tell me, folks, let's up the ante. What happens when your A1C gets to a 6.5 or higher? When you go to the doctor, like I did, and when I showed you my pictures, I go to the doctor and my A1C is at a 6 and was at a 6.5. What did that mean for me? What's my diagnosis at this point, folks? What's the diagnosis at this point? 6.5, 7, 8, 9, y'all calling out some of the numbers, 10, 11, 12, 14. What's the diagnosis now? Oh yeah, diabetic. Oh yeah, diabetic. Diabetes. All right. So what does that mean? I told you what it means to be a type 1 diabetic. Type 1 diabetic means you don't produce any insulin. Like at all, pretty much. If you do, it's like very little, but at all, you don't produce it. Due to an autoimmune condition. Type 2 diabetes, on the other hand, means that you are resistant. The opposite of type 1. It means if you're type 2 diabetic, it means you're the opposite of type 1. It means you produce a lot of insulin. It means you've got too much of it. It means you've got so much of it that your body has become resistant to it, because that's how much of it you have. So people are like, well, Kelley, well, if that were the case, why do I need to, if I'm a type 2 diabetic, why do I need to have insulin? Well, why do I need to use insulin? Well, it's because your body is so resistant to it that to overcome the resistance, you have to call in more reinforcements. Like, yo, give me more reinforcements from the outside to force the blood sugar into the cells, because that's the job of insulin, is to force the blood sugar into the cells. It's to open the cells, so that the blood sugar can go in. That's how it works, folks. That's what type 2 diabetes is. It means that you've got so much insulin that you've become resistant to it, or you've built up a tolerance to your own insulin, in your own body, that you have to use help. That's what type 2 diabetes means. So it's just like, I want you to compare it to like someone who maybe is an alcoholic, right? If you know an alcoholic, right? An alcoholic says they've had too much alcohol over the years. Remember when it started out and it took one beer, and then one beer turned into 6 to get drunk? Same thing with us. You don't even have to be an alcoholic. You don't even have to be an alcoholic to build up a tolerance to alcohol. But the thing is, how do you get an alcoholic to stop? How do you get an alcoholic for things to go back to normal? Oh yeah, you stop drinking for a while. You wait a month, then have a drink, and you'll really be feeling it like, woo! It's because your tolerance went down. So it's the same thing with the insulin, folks. You gotta stop what's causing it. And what's causing it is your lifestyle, your diet and lifestyle. So that's what it means, folks, to be a type 2 diabetic. It means that you're resistant to the most important hormone in the body. It means that the higher the percent is, the more percent of sugar you have stuck to your hemoglobin, which, remember what we said hemoglobin was? Oh yeah, the life that you breathe. That's what hemoglobin is. The life that you breathe. And you don't want sugar stuck to it. The more sugar you have that is stuck to it, the more spikes that you have that is stuck to it, it means simply that the faster you're checking out of here. It simply means that you're digging a grave with your teeth, essentially. Because type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. So this is what it means, folks. It means if you want to live a little bit longer, like maybe 15, 20 years longer, means you want to check out of here early. Like my sister passed away at the age of 55 years old 2 years ago due to complications from type 2 diabetes. Had diabetes for many, many years. Essentially, the sugar choked the life out of my sister. Essentially, that's exactly what happened. How many years? 55 years old. Like 20, 30 years too soon. So these are the stakes. These are the game. This is the stakes that we're playing, folks. This is what the stakes are. So this is what type 2 diabetes is, folks. If this is making sense to you on what it means, put a health yes in the chat. I'm going to tell you how to fix it now. But if this is making sense to you, put a health yes in the chat. I'm going to give you a little science of what's going on behind the scenes. Health yes. Put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense. All right. Appreciate that. Does inhaling oxygen help Add an oxygen bar. Okay. Health yes. Put a health yes in the chat. If you now understand what it means, this hemoglobin A1C number means, it means that it's a pretty serious, some pretty serious stakes that we're talking about right here, folks. If you want to know how you've been doing, check it out. Hold on. Get a little water. If you want to know how you've been doing and managing this number, here's what I want you to do. Click the link in my description right here. Click the link in my TikTok description right here. So click right here, click on it right over here again, and then it's going to take you to this link. What's up, Tim? It's going to take you to this link right here. That link that says Linktree, man, go take the quiz. This link, folks, is like Disney World. It's like Disney World for it. If you suffer from insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, this is going to be your Disney World. I promise you it is. You're going to relive your childhood. This is the quiz. Take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz to understand and learn your diabetes management style. How have you been doing in managing this hemoglobin A1C number? You've been through your lifestyle. These are all lifestyle questions. And it digs deep. And it's going to give you your score at the end. Okay? You want to go take that. You want to take that quiz. The masterclass, there's a masterclass, and then finally, there's a free masterclass 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is for people who are ready for serious change. If you are ready for serious change, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? It is a 14-day blueprint that says if you follow this blueprint, the same blueprint that I used the start of my journey, you're like, hey, people always ask me, Kelley, how did you lose all the weight? Okay, you want to know how I lost all the weight, or how did you reverse the type 2 diabetes? They're like, what was the first thing that you did? Where did you start? I said, okay, here's where I started. I started on these 14 days right here. So it's the same nutrition plan that I use. Same nutrition plan that 300 people have used who have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're ready for that change, click that link in my description. Click on my picture again. Everything's free on the page. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. Only thing that I got to charge you for is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Why? Because it's real people getting real results in these 14 days. And this A1C number right here. You're like, well, doesn't it take 3 months? Yeah. Doesn't it take 3 months? It takes 3 months for the overall picture, but it can take as little as 2 weeks to update, to impact your A1C, folks. That is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You want to join that challenge? Use that discount code SAVE20. You're going to save 20% off on that 14-day challenge. Here we go. Let's see if we got any questions. Does starting moving first thing in the morning help? Yeah, absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. That's a lifestyle medicine. Stretching, especially when you get older in age like I did. Like I went out this morning, I stretched for 10 minutes. I go out in the yard and I ground it in my yard, in the grass, and I ground. Put my foot on the dirt and ground. All right, and stretch. I got my 10-minute, it's part of my morning routine. Stretching. Absolutely. Mayo Clinic in Minnesota says 2 separate tests over 6.5. Okay. Let's talk about how to fix this thing. Let's talk about how to fix this thing, folks. Who would love to get their number to a 5.3? If you'd love to get your A1C to a 5.3, put a me in the chat. Y'all are naming out some numbers over there. But if you'd love to get your A1C to a 5.3, man, put a me in the chat. Talk about how to fix this number now. All right. And who would? Okay. Let me see how many people. How many people would love to put it? Ooh, a lot of me's. Ooh, a lot of me's. Me. A lot of, ooh, a big me. How does hemoglobin A1C differ. You might have just missed that part. You might have just missed that part. We just talked about A1C. Now we're getting ready to talk about how to fix this A1C. I mean, I have only one test that shows 6.5 rest under 6.5 meat. Okay, I want a 5.3. If I can get it to an 8, I'm happy. Woo! But if you can get it to an 8, you're happy. Okay. Well, let's talk about what it takes to get it there. At what number do you think you're at? Like, and your ability, if you can say, I can get my A1C to where I want it to be. Like, what's your number? Are you at like a 10? Are you at like a 10? Or is that how bad you want it? Tell me how bad you want it. Is it at a 10 to get your number? Somebody said they'd be happy if it were at an 8. What's your number? What number do you be like, yeah? You're at a 7.2? No. I mean, what's your number as far as excitement level? Like you want it, like your desire. That's the number. What's your desire level? That's the number. That's a better word that I'm looking for. A 10. How many 10s we got? How many 10s? People say they want to get their A1C to a 5.3. We got a lot of 10s. How many 10s we got? A 10. We got a 4.8. Okay. We got a 5.5. Oh, I want to be. No. What is your desire level? Not your actual A1C. What is your desire level to get your number to a desirable range? Let's say that. What is your desire level? Are you at a 1, like, nah, I'm not really feeling that? Or are you at a 10, like, yo, I want to get my number there so badly that I would do anything that it takes? 10. Tim's at a 10. My A1C is at a 6.4. Yeah, okay. 100, yeah. Somebody's at 100. A 10. We got a lot. What's your desirability? Okay. Here's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to prescribe it. If you want it if you want it, here it is. To get your number there, how badly do you want it? How badly do you want to get your number to a 5.3? That is the question. Because when I did it, when I showed you those pictures, oh, I was at a 10. I was above a 10. I was at like a 20. I was at like 1,000. That's how bad I wanted it. So I had to prescribe to myself these medications, though. These are the only medication that you can prescribe to yourself. So you can prescribe yourself. I can't prescribe you this medication. Your doctor can't prescribe you this medication. The only person that can prescribe yourself this medication is you. You're the only person. Your spouse can't. Nobody can. It's a journey you're going to have to take by yourself. Now, others can help you, but here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to maintain your pace. Because a lot of people ask me, how did I do it? They're like, man, Kelley, how'd you do it, man? Like, how'd you lose all the weight? How'd you do all that stuff? No meds. Naturally, we can do it. That's it. We can do it naturally. Same way I did it. Same way I did it. Same way I did it. No main. Here it is. Check it out. If you're just joining us, same way I did it. Same way I did it. Same way you're going to do it. Look. That's it. That's called lifestyle medicine. People ask, how did I do it? This is the medicine that I'm about to tell you right now that you're going to have to take. You're going to have to prescribe yourself maintaining your pace. You've got to maintain your pace. What's the first part of this lifestyle medicine formula? Because here's the part. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you. It should always be lifestyle first, medication second. Right? Jot that one down. When it comes to healing, it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. Because if you cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, If it's a chronic condition and you cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first, okay, then we can talk about the medication. But type 2 diabetes is a chronic condition and is also a lifestyle condition, meaning it was caused by your diet and lifestyle. First part of the formula is the P, having a peaceful mind, stress management. If you do not manage your stress, if you do not learn how to control your stress, cortisol, like those hormones that we talked about earlier, cortisol will destroy your life. It'll destroy your life in the sense that stress is the great equalizer. You could be running out, working. You could be a freaking athlete. You could be eating good. Like, oh man, you're doing everything. But if you're stressed, here's the thing. It'll cancel everything out. Like everything gets canceled out due to stress. So that is why you still have high blood sugar. That is why you can't lose weight if you're stressed. I get it. I used to think that was bogus, but it's not. Because cortisol causes adrenaline causes cortisol, stress, all of that stuff, adrenaline, cortisol, all due to stress. More blood sugar gets released. So where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So when you're stressed, you automatically got higher blood sugar. Yeah. So with stress, where blood sugar goes, let me say this, where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So you're going to have to prescribe yourself some medication. Because if you're stressed, if the traffic's getting on your nerves, your mom, whoever's getting on your nerves, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to figure out how to get it under control. And here's what I recommend. Here's the 3 M's. Here's the prescription in this area, folks. You ready for the prescription? Here it is. And it's called the 3 M's. And it's meditation, that is mindfulness, and that is meeting with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's that you should prescribe to yourself. I'm going to say it again. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. That's the prescription in peaceful mind. The A, in maintaining your pace to get your number to a 5.3, which everybody wants, right? You want your A1C to a 5.3, put a me in the chat. Active body is the next part of the formula. Woo! Here is, now this part of the prescription, everybody hates. But it's the part that one of the parts that you need the most. Why? It's because people who move more tend to have lower blood sugar. Me. People who move more tend to have lower blood sugar. Why? Because muscles are hungry. That's why. Muscles are hungry for the same stuff that you've got too much of. Oh, and what's that? Oh, yeah, blood sugar. That's what muscles are hungry for. So if you got too much blood sugar, muscles are great for that. So move your muscles. That's why they tell you to move after you go eat, right? Go dance. Go hang out with your girlfriends and go for like salsa dancing or something. Go do some wall squats. Do some jumping jacks or something after you eat. Why? So those muscles can soak up all of that blood sugar. So therefore, you don't even have to use insulin. That's why it's so important to move, folks. Because you want to live longer, right? Yeah, you do. You want to have lower blood sugar, right? Yeah, you do. I know you do. Well, if you do, you're going to have to prescribe yourself this. Here's the prescription: an active body. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. You're like, well, what the hell does that mean, Kelley? Moderate intensive movement, some fancy lingo. Well, it means if you're on a treadmill, it's that gray area between talking and singing. Meaning, if you're on a treadmill, it means that you can talk. If you're moving, if you're working out, and you're able to talk, okay, that's fine. But if you're able to sing, whoo, then that's a problem. That's a problem if you're able to sing. But you want it right in that little gray area where you can talk, but you cannot sing. That's called moderate intensive movement. You prescribe yourself that, folks. 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day. You can even break it up into segments. But you prescribe yourself that. Telling you, man. Whoo! 5.3 is in. 5.3 is near. 5.3 is near. Okay. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. The next part of the lifestyle medicine formula that you're going to have to prescribe to yourself is the C. Remember, no one can prescribe this medication for you. No one, except for you. You are the only person that can prescribe yourself these meds. And this C is for clean eating. Clean eating. The most controversial pillar that there is. Why? Because everybody loves what they love to eat what they love to eat. But here's the thing. There's a lot of things that could be hurting your health. There's a lot of things that could be causing you to have a high blood sugar. There could be a lot of things that could be causing you to have a high A1C. But it's predominantly what you're eating. Diesel fuel, yeah. It's predominantly what you're eating. Diesel fuel. We'll cover diesel fuel next. Okay, you like that one, huh? It's predominantly what you are eating. We're eating a lot of diesel fuel. Diesel fuel is we'll talk about that. But here's the thing. We should be on the unleaded. Here's what the unleaded is. Real, whole, unprocessed foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, and whatever protein source you choose. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't tell people what protein to choose anymore, right? I'm on some real Zen stuff these days, as you can see. But prescribe yourself just make sure it's the leaner sources. Chicken, turkey, tofu, tempeh, steak, eggs. You know what I mean? Leaner sources of protein. Steak, whatever, fish. Just make sure it's the leaner sources. The diesel fuel is the processed meats, things like bacon and salami and pepperonis and dairy. That's all diesel fuel. Okay, we'll talk more about diesel fuel and unleaded coming up a little bit later, but that's the difference is. Stay off of the diesel fuel. Fill your car up with unleaded, aka plants, more plants, add more plants to your diet. And leaner sources of protein. That's it. You stick to that. Just think about it. Add more plants, lean protein. Add more plants, lean protein. That's it. Lean proteins and healthy fats. Healthy fats, things like avocados. That's clean eating. And the last part of the lifestyle medicine formula. Oh, you know what? Last thing on clean eating. Here's what I'll say on that. Last thing on clean eating. Here's what I want y'all to jot this one down. If you don't remember anything that I tell you from this live, here's what I do want you to remember. So please jot this one down. Get yourself a pen. Get yourself a pad right now, please. But here's the thing. When the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. The E stands for effective sleep, folks. It's the last part of the lifestyle medicine formula. I'm for real, this is real medicine. It's the medicine that I used. What about fruit? Okay, good question. Good question. Fruit. Eat fruit. Think of fruit as a dessert. Thank you for asking that. Think of fruit as a dessert. When you think of dessert, you think of fruit. We'll talk more about that coming up in the next category, though. But in the short term, just think of, when you think of fruit, think of dessert. All right, effective sleep. Last part of the lifestyle medicine formula. The reason that you've got to have this effective sleep is because it's when your body recovers. It's when your body regenerates itself. If you don't get enough sleep, because here's what happens. The organ that uses the most blood when you sleep is your stinking brain. It uses the most blood. It's like an energy hound. And it reboots itself, like I said, when you sleep. And if you interrupt that process, guess what happens? Your hormones are thrown off. It's when your hormones reset. You're on a clock. I don't know if you know this, but you're on a 24-hour clock. And it's in relation to the sun and the moon. How your hormones respond is based on which hormones get released is based on the sun and the moon. It's called the circadian rhythm. You cannot deny a circadian rhythm because that is how nature works. You cannot fight a circadian rhythm. You will lose. I promise you. Because you're on a 24-hour clock based on the sun and the moon. You can't do anything about the sun and the moon. So that's where sleep comes in. It's when your hormones reset. If you don't do that, that causes stress. With the stress, here's the thing. The very next day, what kind of stress? The very next day of not having a good sleep, the very next day, you are more insulin resistant. The very next day, you're even more insulin resistant. The very next day, you're hungrier. The very next day, you want to go raid the fridge. So that's it, folks. That domino effect causes you to be stressed. Now your peaceful mind's out the window. Remember what happens when you get stressed? Oh yeah, cortisol. Oh yeah, blood sugar. Remember where blood sugar goes? Insulin follows when you're stressed. And then finally, where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So that's it, folks. That's the loop. This is the loop. You get it now? Are you starting to get it? Is the light bulb starting to come on? How you get your A1C to a 5.3? Because everybody said that they were at a 10. They want to get their A1C. They're at their level of desire. Like they want it bad. Like how bad do you want it? Like I want it badder than anything. Who's at that point where they want it badder than anything? Well, if you want it badder than anything, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do some work. Because here it is. You can take medication. You can take metformin and Manjaros and all of that stuff until you're blue in the face. But until you fix these areas of your lifestyle first, all you're doing is just being on that treadmill. That treadmill I talked about earlier, that's all you're on is that treadmill. So this is it, folks. This is how you get yourself off the blood sugar roller coaster. This is how you lower your A1C, as many people who have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge have done. Someone took their A1C from an 8 to a 6. Okay? These are real people getting real results. People have lost 15 pounds, even though it's not about the weight in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. These are the people who have said, I've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired. They said they're ready to take their health serious. So the question is, if this is making sense to you, if you understand this on what you got to do, put health yes in the chat. Put a health yes in the chat. Put a health yes in the chat if you are now knowing the work that you got to do. Put a health yes in the chat. Let's see if we got any health yeses. Yep. Put a health yes in the chat. If this is making sense to you on what you got, the work that you're going to have to do. Here it is right here. You want to know more about this formula? Put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense. Health yes on the work that you got to do. To get your number to a 5.3, which everybody said that's what they want to do. Here's what it is. You've got to take some meds. You've got to prescribe yourself some meds. What meds? Oh, yeah. These meds. I've got to maintain my pace. Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. These are the areas that I have to master. And an honorable mention will be alcohol. Alcohol would go down here as well. All right, we got to limit our alcohol. But if you're in the red, we got to cut it out. We got to cut it all the way out if we're in the red. How do you help a spouse who does not want to help himself but stay on meds? Well, that's it. Like I said at the start of this, Delia, the only person that can prescribe yourself this medication, this is the medication, the only medication that this is the healing medication. This is it. But the only person that can prescribe yourself this medication is you. You are the only person. Your spouse can't do it for you. Your husband, your wife, your kids, your mother-in-law, your mother, your siblings. Nobody can prescribe yourself this medication. The only person that can prescribe yourself this medication is you. So I'm really sorry to tell you that it's got to be them that wants to do it. I get a lot of that. I get a lot of folks say, "Hey, can you do it for can my spouse do it? Can I do it? Can I get it for my husband? Can I get it for my husband needs to do this, or my dad needs to do that?" You can't do it for him. Yeah, you're right. He just doesn't get it. It's sad. Thank you, sir. Yeah. That's how it goes. It's called comfort. Diabetes is a monster. It's a monster, I'm telling you. It is a monster of a condition. If you really understood the gravity of this condition, time to take it seriously. But here's the thing, Dealing, and I'll say this. We don't take anything serious until it gets serious. We don't take anything serious until it gets serious. Do you have any suggestions for fatigue, hard to work out? We'd have to dig into your lifestyle a little bit more. Have to dig into your lifestyle a little bit more. It's going to be the answers in one of those areas: stress management, activity, sleeping, eating. We'll have to dig into those areas. So let's see. That's when we drop in everything. Can we exercise 45 minutes 3 days a week? Yeah, you can do that. That's it. You can do that. That's you can do that. Here it is. You can do that. That's a good one. For my folks who said that they were ready to maintain their pace. For my folks who say, you know what? I'm at that point. I'm at that point where I would do anything. I'm ready. I'm at that point. I'm ready for change. If that's you, if you're at the point where you say, yeah, listen, I'm insulin resistant. I've been insulin resistant for so long. I want to get my A1C to a 5.3 very, very badly because the amount of pain that I'm in, it's not even about getting my A1C to a 5.3. It's just about getting out of this pain. If you just want to get out of this pain, if you just want to say, listen, if that's you, you've been dealing with that for too long, then you know what it's time to do? It's time for you to do something different. Because if nothing changes, nothing is going to change. Here it is. You should join that 14-day challenge. Here it is. The quiz, there's a master class there as well. But click right here and then click on my picture again. You click on under my TikTok profile picture right here. You click this. It's going to take you to my page. Here is the page. Here's the quiz. Go take that quiz. Here's the master class. This master class, check it out right here. Where I break down this whole area, all these areas: stress management, activity, eating, sleeping, all those areas. This is in the master class. It is a free master class. Listen, all you got to pay in this master class is attention. That's all you got to pay is attention. Okay? That's it. But for my folks who are ready for change, for my folks who are saying, you know what? Change isn't just desired, it's downright necessary. Like, yo, I'm at that point, man. My body's been begging me for a reset. Like, if your body's been begging you for a reset, then you should listen to it. If your body's been screaming like, I know I need to change. I know something needs to change. You feel that in I feel it. Something needs to change. And this is that change you need. It is a 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It is a proven formula. It says if you follow this blueprint, if you are ready to take control of your blood sugar and you follow this blueprint, this is it. It's saying that you will get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. Bring your blood sugar back to get off the roller coaster, get off the highs and lows, and stabilize your blood sugar. That's what the challenge is about. Been people who have lowered their A1C from an 8 to a 6, 14 days, taking off their medication by the doctor. I didn't take them off their medication. I can't take you off your medication. I just know this. Here's what I know. I know this. I know that when the diet is wrong, here's what I know. I know that when the diet is wrong, I know that medication is of no use. But I know that when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. I do know that, though. So we just apply that concept in just 14 days. In just 14 days, someone's taking their A1C from an 8 to a 6, taking off their medication after 10 years by the doctor. They come on the live all the time and they tell their stories. They tell their stories. Someone went from a 5.7 to a 6, 5.7 to a, 7.1 to a 5.7, 14 days. From 7.1, 5.7, 14 days. There's been people who have taken, this was over, they started off at a 10.8, ended at a 8.3. This is after the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're ready to join that challenge, like they did, you say, listen, I'm ready for change, then you should join that challenge. Now, it's normally $99 to join that challenge. But if you use the discount code SAVE20, SAVE20, that is the live discount code, SAVE20, use that code, that discount code. Here's what you get. Here's everything that you get, all that stuff. You're going to drop the price down to $79. $79 to join the live discount code to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. How realistically can I get it down? I'm at a 10.8 in 14 days. You can get it down very realistically. Have you seen the stories? Have you heard the stories? 14 days. People come on all the time and share their story, boss. All the time. There's been people who've gotten from a 400 to under 100. Someone, like I said the other day, lost 15 pounds, and it's not even about the weight, though. It's not even about the weight. Here's what it's about. It's about you are ready to get off of that blood sugar roller coaster. If you are ready to escape the bottomless pit of more and more medications, if you're tired of being tired, then that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is going to be your next move. If you are ready to join that challenge, if you say you're ready, use that discount code SAVE20, SAVE20, the live discount code, $79 to join that challenge. Let's see. Let's get to some of the questions. All right, let me sit down because it's Q&A time. Now is the time of the live folks that we're going to get to your questions. I don't know. I got something in my eye. But give me a second, folks. We'll be back. Give me a second. Let me get my eye. All right, folks. Put your questions in the chat. Throw them in the chat, folks. What you got? Let's see what I missed. Appreciate your teachings. You're quite welcome, Delia. I'm ready for my reset. Let's do it, Sharon. You ready for your reset? Use that live discount code. Save 20. Save 20. Use that live discount code. Let's see. Let me get to these questions. I always go back. Told you I get to these questions in just 14 days, man. It's unbelievable, right? Sounds like far-fetched, but there's been story after story. The emails that I get, people come on the live and share the story. It's amazing stuff. Greatest stories I've ever heard in my life. Like something straight out of a movie. These stories. But these are real people just like you who have joined that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Took a chance on themselves, and now they said some people say this is the best decision they've ever made in their life. Best $79 they ever spent in their life. These are stories I get. It's crazy stories. I love them, though. We love them. Thank you for the information. You're quite welcome. Is there a way to check your A1C at home? Yeah, I've never used it, but you probably should go to the doctor to get the official one. That's what I would recommend. How realistic in 14 days? It's just very. How do I? You're right. Bad diet, alcohol, no exercise, all bad, etc. You're right. Bad diet, alcohol, no exercise, all are bad for type 2. Yeah. It's not great because it's bad. Yeah, you're right. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Yeah, it's bad because that is the cause of it. The cause of it is your diet and lifestyle. That's the cause of it, mostly. You flip the script on this right here. You start maintaining your pace. You start having a peaceful mind, an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Yeah. I'm ready. If you're ready, Highlander, click right up here, join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and use the live discount code. The live discount code, save 20%. Join the challenge for $79. The live discount code, save 20. What's the website for the 14 days? It is linked in my bio. It's linked in my TikTok bio right here. Right here. I'm gonna show you where it is. Click here. Click on my picture again. Once you click there, you're going to click that link that says Linktree right there. Click that link that says Linktree. Boom. There it is. There it is. There's the quiz. There's the masterclass. But there's the 14-day challenge right there. Click that. Man, that's where it is. If you're ready to take control, if you say that's you, you say, yeah, man, I'm ready. If you're like, yo, every doctor's visit just feels like bad news, man, on repeat. If you're tired of every doctor's visit feeling like bad news on repeat, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. There it is. There's me. There's the old me. No, I had diabetes, heart disease, obesity. What is this? What's the blueprint? It is a blueprint, folks. What is it? It is a blueprint that says if you follow this blueprint, the same blueprint that I use to reverse my own type 2 diabetes, to reverse my own insulin resistance and heart disease and obesity, same stuff that I use. The food, I just use the C. Well, in the 14 days, that's all we're focusing on is the C. We're just doing the C in the 14 days. We don't have time for anything. We don't have time for anything else. It's lifestyle medicine, yeah, but we're just focusing on the C. What are we eating? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. The same stuff that I named out earlier. We're just going to show you how to eat it right. That's it. That's what the 14 days is about. It's about taking you outside of your comfort zone. Because that's where it is. That's where to get off the medication, to get your life back, to get what you want. You know where it is? It's outside of your comfort zone. That's where it is. So you got to get outside of that to be able to get what it is that you said that you want. Which is to get your life back, to get off the medication, to get your A1C to an acceptable range, to stop the inflammation. Isn't that what you want? If that's what you want, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. $99 to join that challenge right here. $99 to join that 14-day challenge. That's where it is. Use that discount code to save 20. Link in my description. What's up? It costs money. Yeah, it costs money. What costs money is when you keep going to the doctor day in and day out and spending a whole bunch of money on insulin. That's what it costs. But no, there's a lot of free stuff. There's a lot of free stuff. What the real cost is when they say it's time to amputate. That's the real cost. That's what it costs. And they say your vision is going. That's the cost. You know what I'm saying? $79 is going to be a drop in the bucket when you got to pay that cost. Can you eat at McDonald's? Nah. That's a good one. All right, let's get to it. There's a lot of questions today in just 14 days. Let's see. Hello again. Is there a way to check A1C at home? Got that one. Can you eat McDonald's? Nah. That goes in the diesel fuel category. That's what we're going to talk about next. The difference between diesel fuel and unleaded fuel. What about pizza? Diesel fuel. Let's see. I'm at a 6.1, so I can come down lower if I can. How? You can how? By changing what's at the end of your fork. You change what's at the end of your fork, specifically for 14 days by hanging out with me in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That'd be step number 1. Or depends on how much help you need. I got a lot of freebies on my page too. I got the quiz. Go take the quiz. Take that quiz. Click that link in my description. The masterclass. You can click that link in my description. Join the masterclass. It's a free masterclass. All you got to pay is attention. When you go live again, I go live. I'll be live again tomorrow. We go live Monday through Saturday as of right now. Monday through Saturday. What's up, Bridget? How did the doctor's visit go? Bridget did the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Now she's back from her doctor's visit. We want to know how it went. Alcohol is the most deadly for a diabetic. Yeah, alcohol is not your friend. You're absolutely right. It is not your friend at all. Clean eating is the hardest part. Clean eating is the hardest part. Results are down 6 pounds and my A1C went down 2 points. You see that, folks? That's incredible. That's incredible. Results are down 6 pounds and A1C went down 2 points. And check that out, folks. She did the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. And that's after 14 days. She just went to the doctor yesterday, got her results back. She was super excited. Remember I said before, if every doctor visit feels like bad news on repeat, then you should join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. For real. If that's not social proof, I don't know what is. You know what I'm saying? That's after 14 days, though. Imagine when you hang out a little while longer, like she's going to hang out with me and Beyond the Challenge. Beyond the Challenge is when you go for a true transformation. True transformation. That's called Beyond the Challenge. You want to lose 50, 100 pounds, whatever. We got you. Called true transformation. That's called Beyond the Challenge. But the 14 days is just to show you what can happen in as little as 14 days. That's the power of nutrition. So that's what we're focusing on for 14 days. Is the C, clean eating. You go hard, you focus for 14 days. You go to that doctor's, the next time you go to that doctor, I promise you, it is not going to be bad news on a repeat. If you keep saying one day, make one day 2 day. It could be a little bit of hurt now because it's going to be a challenge. A little bit of hurt now or hurt a lot later. Hurt a little now or hurt a lot later. When you decide, you know what, I ain't going to do anything, man. I'm still going to sit on my hands, okay, and not do anything and not change anything. I'm telling you, there's real people getting real results. You want to get yourself on that bandwagon. I'm for real. All we're doing is changing what you're eating. Clean, real, whole, unprocessed foods. We're cutting out the diesel fuel, as we get ready to talk about next, and we're just filling up on the unleaded, real, whole, unprocessed foods. You do that in as little as 14 days, I promise you. Your blood sugar, none of that. You don't worry about that. You're like, yo, you just worry about other part of your life. Maybe you got like, you know what I mean? Maybe you got to like handle your kids or something. I don't know. Okay. You can worry about another part of your life. But as far as blood sugar is concerned, nah. Not when you hang out with me in that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's a proven system. Says you follow this blueprint, just like everybody else has done. Over 300 people have joined this challenge. You beat 301. Use that discount code, SAVE20. It's $79 to join that challenge. If you use the discount code, SAVE20, it's $79 to join that. That's the live discount code to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. But congratulations. I say all that to say, that's a long way to say congratulations to Bridget. Shout out to you, Bridget. We got to come on in here. You got to come on and share your story. We'd love to hear that. If you're open to it, you open? Can you come on right now? You come on right now. Share your story, Bridget. We'd love to hear your story. Hit the request to come on to the live. I'm at 6.4. In 14 days, 16-8 fasting, my glucose went from 211 to 128. Yeah. I must say that discipline is the key. I teased for eating right, helping healthy. Yeah. Keeping healthy. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome, Bridget. Oh, yeah. You ready to come on? All right. Send the request. I'm going to say, let me see if I can send you a request. Let me see if I can send you a request. Let me see. Hold on. There we go. Bridget.
Yes. Hello. Good morning.
How are you? Let me get some water. Hold on. Bridget. Oh, man. Great to hear from you. Oh, great to see you. I see your face. I've never seen your face before. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, you're looking vibrant. You're looking spicy.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate that. We appreciate it. Come on and telling your story. So tell us what's going on. Tell us what happened yesterday. You joined the 14-day challenge. What happened before? All of that. Tell us your story.
Well, here's my testimony. I watched you for like 2 weeks. You just popped up in my algorithm, and I kept saying, man, I keep seeing this guy, and he's talking about this A1C, can get it down, and I knew mine was up.
Yeah.
And I said, it must be God. Let me just tap in and start paying attention. So I started paying attention and watching. I'm like, how can you do that in 14 days? So if he's saying I could do this before I go back to the doctor, then I'm going to give it a try. So I kept listening.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm about to join. And that's when I joined 15 days ago. I decided to join. And I took the journey. It was not easy, y'all. It wasn't easy. But I love beans. That's what made it a lot helpful. And I just stay consistent with the meals, as he told me to make bean soup and daily, and it kept me in the house a lot. So I got away from all my family and friends because that was the only way I was going to be able to do it, was to isolate myself.
Yeah.
So I would eat before I leave the house to go to work or whatever, and then I would come straight home. So for 14 days, I went to work and came straight in. I didn't want to be tempted by anything. So on Monday, I went to a basketball game Monday night, and everybody was eating nachos and popcorn, and they was like, "Here, Bridget, you want some?" And I was like, "No, I did not come this far. I got 4 more days to go, and I did not come this far to eat anything, that's not healthy."
Yeah.
So I really got to enjoy myself. So now I have been anticipating this doctor's appointment. I was like, I'm gonna make an appointment for the day after I finish.
So you were excited. You were excited to go to the doctor?
Yeah, I was excited. I never been so excited to go to the doctor. My doctor was laughing yesterday. And she was like, "You was excited to see me?" I was like, "Yes." And so I said, "Because I need these results." I did. I told her what I did. I said I did a 14-day challenge. Yeah. And I really want to see if I can get my A1C. I was very curious to know if that can happen for me. I said, even if I lost points, I just been consistent. So the eating clean is just something I want to do now. I don't want no more crap.
Yeah.
And so I told her.
So what was your A1C? So what was your A1? What was your A1C? What was your A1C before? Do you know what it was before?
So yes, it was 6. It was 6.2.
Okay.
So I'm 6.0.
Okay.
And she told me, she said, "Well, see what happens, and whatever you did," she said, "because you are down 6 pounds." She said, and she said, "So when you get the results back, look at your My Chart tomorrow," which I looked at this morning. Yeah. And got the results. And so
you was ready to get the results.
The doctor always follow up. So yeah. I'm going to get the phone call and say, keep up the good work and continue doing what you're doing. And I'm just excited because it taught me discipline. You most definitely helped me. If I would have never tapped into your live and started to listen, I would still be eating popcorn, cookies, chips, just indulging. Yeah. So now that I know that worked, I will continue because I want those numbers to go back to 5.3.
Wow, that's the goal. 5.3. Man, you're gonna keep on trucking on. That's an amazing story, man. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. When you went back to the doctor, what did the doctor say?
A coach and me running past your live, so it was just meant to be. I feel like it was meant to be. I feel happy. I see that what you have going on is true. So everybody, the ones that's, I'm still confused about it, should try, just do it. I just found out 2 points is fine. I'm okay with that. So it just lets me know I have to work a little bit harder. It could have been something that I was probably doing wrong, but it worked. It's working.
Yeah, it's working. You're a work in progress.
One more time. Yeah, I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna join your
Beyond the challenge. You're gonna go beyond the challenge.
Beyond the challenge now, because I really want to get down. My goal is to get down 20 pounds.
Okay.
And to get that A1C to 5.3.
20 pounds, 5.3. That's we can knock that out the park. You hang out with me for a little while, and you put in the work. But here's the agreement though. Only if you show up and you do the work and you do it again the next day. If you show up, you do the work, and you do it again tomorrow, it's called the ultimate shortcut. You do that, I'm telling you, you can do anything. Yes. You can do anything that you want.
So I feel like the 2 points is great, but I want more. I want it to decrease, so I have to continue. I have to. I put in too much time and dedication, and my mind is still set. So I have to keep the course in order for this to happen. I can't go back to, okay, my points went down 2, and now I'm back eating, dirty again. No, I'm going to continue.
Okay.
And like I said, thank you so much for helping me through this journey.
Man, you are quite welcome. You are quite welcome. I'm like I said, I'm just so glad that you did the work.
Yeah.
Glad that I was able to help out.
Happy to see me. She said it made her feel good, but I just felt like something good was going to come out of it. I felt like it was.
That's amazing.
And yeah, I felt great. My energy is up. I'm getting ready to go to the gym and get me some probably 30 minutes on the treadmill.
Yeah. A moderate 30 minutes a day of moderate intensive movement. You get ready to do that right now, the active body.
Yeah.
You get ready to do that. Moderate intensive movement. I love it. Yeah.
So yes. Thank you, Kelley. So everybody
what would you tell someone? Go ahead.
Make your man up today. Don't wait. Do it. Don't wait. If you want better results, you got to put the work in. I think after it was a struggle, and let me tell y'all the cons. Day 3.
Yeah.
After day 3, so 1, 2, and 3.
So it is a challenge. It's gonna be a challenge. I told you, did I take you outside your comfort zone, right?
Yeah, and then day 4 and 5, I was like, where's the craving for my cupcakes and my cookies?
Yeah.
Where's the craving for those morning donuts with some milk?
Right.
Was gone.
After 3 days.
I was just like, wow, I'm full all day. I got to the point where I was just eating 1 meal a day. And I was like, wait a minute, I got to keep eating now. So I would just eat some, steam me some broccoli or something if I wasn't so hungry. But I would eat so many beans that, I would get them beans in.
Yeah.
And I did the zucchini. I did the squash.
You did a whole bunch of
kale.
All of it.
Spinach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did it all.
And I was doing it. I really wanted to lose more weight than that.
Yeah.
But, that's just what my body did,
Your body's gonna do what it do.
Yes.
You just gotta cooperate with it.
Day, I'll tell you all people, after the 5th day, you're good. But your mind, in the first couple of days, your mind is gonna trick you and try to tell you not to do it, because you want that craving is still there.
Yeah.
But after 5, I was over it. I was like, oh, I'm on a mission. And I just kept on the course,
So
and I'm very happy.
So it was a struggle in the beginning. It was a challenge. It was designed to take you outside of your comfort zone. It did that.
Yeah.
And that's why it's called a challenge. And then, but after the first few days, you saw it was tough, but then it started to feel amazing.
Yeah, that was for me. That's how it worked for me. So, I would say just do it. Don't keep waiting, thinking about it. Just give it a try. I mean, eating good, eating healthy, clean. It wasn't bad. It's not bad to eat clean. And now I learned what really eating clean is. I did detoxes and everything, and then went right back to, and that was because I ate raw. And I knew I didn't want to be a vegetarian.
Yeah.
So when I found out I could add chicken and fish, I added fish on my 11th day, I was so happy. I was so happy. I was like, I get these for salmon. And that just made my meal even greater. I was just like, oh, I could just keep doing this. I could just keep doing this.
So you were in heaven. Sound like you in heaven.
Yeah, I was like, I could keep doing this. I added my little fish on. I was like, I'm gonna keep on doing this. This is fun. I don't have to have all that stuff. I don't want that. So my house is nothing but clean stuff. My refrigerator and everything is just clean food.
Man, I love it. I love it, Bridget. Man, thank you for coming on and sharing that amazing story about how you are way from where you were in the beginning to where you are now. I mean, I love hearing stories like this. What last thing? What did your doctor say? What did your doctor say when you went back?
So,
oh, you haven't talked to your doctor. You haven't talked to your doctor after you when you were at your appointment.
I'll probably get a phone call probably Monday saying keep up the good work or something like that.
Okay.
I think that because they do follow up when you progress. That's what I like about my doctor's office. They'll call you. Sometimes you're scared because you're like, oh, what they about to tell me? But because I had already told her what I did, I'm going to get that keep up the good work phone call.
Okay, amazing.
Not that I need to, so she's going to say, keep doing what you're doing. I know we've been through that before.
Okay.
And I had the calls where it's like, well, your blood sugar is rising. I got those like, didn't know what to do with that.
Yeah. Didn't know what to do.
She told me what not to do, but what to, but they don't get in depth about how you do it. They don't get in depth about. She just said, stop the fried food, stop this and that, eat clean. It's like, okay, I need more details. So past you giving me more details, it's almost like it just the words just jumped off the page, and I started Googling everything you were saying.
Yeah.
And it all made sense. I'm like, I got it now. Now I know what to do.
The light bulb came on.
Yeah, the light bulb. It's like, if my doctor could have just said it like you said daily, every day you get on here and you letting the people know, come on, it can happen. Yes. I wish my doctor would have said this long time ago. I feel like I wouldn't even be here.
Yeah.
But I'm here, and I learn more from you, and so.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel honored. Appreciate that.
Okay, and my strength and my faith in myself, I'm gonna be okay.
Man, you're gonna shine. I love it.
Yes.
I love these stories. These stories are amazing.
Thank you all for the congratulations, for the people that saying congratulations to me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
We love you. We love it. All right, Bridget. Thank you. Appreciate you coming on. That was an amazing story, and keep up the great work. I mean, even before the doctor tells you, keep up the great work. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good day.
All right. We'll see you later.
Okay.
All right. There we go, folks. Let's see. There we go, folks. See if y'all can hear me. That was Bridget. She came on and told her amazing story about change, true change. She wanted true change. So shout out to her. Shout out to her for taking a chance on herself. Shout out to her for taking a chance on herself, because she could have just doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. But as the result of her making a big change, stepping outside of her comfort zone, in as little as 14 days. These are amazing stories. I'm telling you, people come on all the time and they share their stories. Bridget being the latest one, telling her story about her experience in the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you want the same experience in that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, same experience just like Bridget just did, just told. There's been many stories. You want to be the next one? If you've been struggling, if you've been saying today's the day, you kept saying today is the day. Here's the thing. You already know what to do. What's missing is the moment that you actually do it. You already know what to do. The only thing that's missing is that moment. You say, damn it, I'm about to do it. Okay, let's do it. Today's that day. Don't make don't let it be someday. Make that someday today. Someday today. If you want to join that challenge, use that. Join that challenge right here, just like we were just talking about. Here's where you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Click right here, and then you click on my picture again. It's going to take you to, it's going to take you here. Where's it going to take you? Right here. It's going to take you right here. You click that link that says Linktree. Right there, it says Linktree. Click this one, the orange one, the 14-day challenge right there. Boom, there it is. That's the 14-day challenge. This one is for people who are ready for serious change. If you're ready for serious change, you're ready to take control of your blood sugar. If you say, I'm serious about it, if that light bulb has come on, when that light bulb comes on, the second one, you know when that light bulb comes on, like, oh, yeah. Now I get what this guy's talking about. It makes sense. You're ready to take control of that blood sugar. Just like Bridget is doing. You should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You already know what the people are saying. I don't got to tell you what the people are saying. And the real people, what others are saying, I ain't got to tell you that. But if you're suffering from insulin resistance, you're someone who has type 2 diabetes, someone who has gestational diabetes, PCOS, sorry about that, kicked my camera by accident, PCOS, erectile dysfunction, especially if you got erectile dysfunction and you want to get your functionality back, okay? You got erectile dysfunction, you want to get your functionality back, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Anybody who's suffering from insulin resistance, it's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use that discount code, the live discount code, SAVE20, SAVE20, that is the live discount code, SAVE20, one word. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. $79 to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where I promise you, if you show up and do the work, you go outside of your comfort zone. If you're willing to adjust your comfort zone for 2 weeks, I'm telling you, when you go back to the doctor, you're going to be excited to go to the doctor. You're going to be excited to go to, who's ever been excited to go to the doctor? Excited to go to the doctor. That's unheard of. That's like my evil laugh. Like, excited to go to the doctor? No. No one's ever excited to go to the doctor. Water. No one's ever excited to go to the doctor. You want to be excited to go to the doctor, just like Bridget was. You should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code, SAVE20, SAVE20, $79 to join that challenge. Let's see if we got any questions after that. Let's see what we missed. No doubt. You're on your way. Yep. Lifestyle changes. All right. Congrats. They can't stop us. Yeah. We're on a mission from Kelley. Yep. We're on a mission. If you're on a mission, you're on that mission to save your transmission. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're on a mission. Shout out to you. Yeah, that's awesome. Congrats, Bridget. Yep. Whole new world. All in. All in. Yes. That's it. So let's get to the next thing, folks. Who's got questions? Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any questions before we get into the real whole thing? Any questions? before we start getting into real, whole, unprocessed foods. Remember we said earlier we're going to talk about diesel fuel and unleaded fuel? You remember you said that? Remember we talked about that? And we said we're going to talk about the difference between diesel fuel and unleaded fuel. What is it that you got to eat? Remember what we said? There's a lot of things that could be hurting your health, but it's predominantly what you're eating. There's a lot of things that could be hurting your health, but it's predominantly what you are eating. And the other one, when the diet is wrong, medication is of no use. But when the diet is correct, medication is of no need. So that's what we're going to talk about next. Let the food be the medicine, and let the medicine be the food. The difference between diesel fuel and unleaded. Let's go. Let's go. Difference between diesel fuel and unleaded fuel. Here it is. Here it is, folks. What are we supposed to eat, though, Kelley? That's the next question. What are we supposed to eat? What kind of foods are we supposed to be eating? That's the real question to get my A1C to a 5.3. Who'd love to get their A1C down to a 5.3? It's like, you're like, man, I'd love to get my A1C to a 5.3. Who would love to do that? Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. You'd love to get your A1C to a 5.3. Put a me in the chat. We're doing a new segment. We just started a new segment. And it's called Your Fuel Source. All right? We want to find out what is the fuel source that we need to run on. Human beings are designed to run on glucose, aren't we? Blood sugar. You're going to eat three things. Either everything that you eat, folks, here it is. When it comes to eating, here it is. There's three things that you're going to be eating. Protein, a carbohydrate, or a fat. That's it. A protein, a carbohydrate, or a fat. If it's not, that's it. Protein, carbohydrate, fat. So anything that you eat, whether it's a whole Twinkie, whether it's a ding dong, whether it's whatever, doesn't really matter. Your fuel source is going to be broken down into two categories. Either it's going to be either diesel fuel or unleaded fuel, right? What happens, folks, if you ever pulled up to the gas station, and you decided to put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning car, unleaded burning engine, what's going to happen to your engine? If you put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine, who can tell me? Two fuel sources, unleaded. Then on the other side, I'm putting diesel. These are the two fuel sources. What happens? Okay, we'll go over it. If you put diesel fuel into an unleaded burning engine, the engine is going to break down. That's what's going to happen if you put diesel fuel into an unleaded burning engine, aka your car. Just like my old neighbor's daughter did. My old coworker, his daughter put diesel fuel into their van and destroyed the freaking engine. So when it comes to diesel fuel, when it comes to unleaded fuel, when it comes to eating, things like kale, diesel fuel will be things like candy, so the question is, which category of food, if you name a food, which category is it going to go in? How is it going to affect your blood sugar? How is this fuel source going to affect your blood sugar depending on what you eat. Remember, there's only two fuel sources. There's diesel fuel and there is unleaded fuel. So clean, whole, unprocessed food. So let's go ahead and name out some of the foods. Name out some of the foods, and I'm going to tell you which category it goes in. Which food? Like kale, candy. Give me some other foods over here. Start naming out these foods. Just name a food. And we're going to, soda. We can put sodas over here. Okay, pasta. Here we go. Pasta depends on the type of pasta. I'm going to put pasta over here, but I'm going to put that with an asterisk. Pasta does have an asterisk. We'll come back to that. All right, let's see. Pizza. Pizza is going to go over here in the diesel fuel category. You remember when you were a kid and you were on the highway and then you told the truck driver, like, hang, like, honk your horn, Mr. Truck Driver. Okay, steak. You remember the diesel fuel. I mean, you remember the big 18-wheelers. Steak is going to go over on the unleaded side. You put unleaded fuel into your unleaded burning engine, it's just going to keep on going every week. What else? Give me some more foods. Just name out foods, folks. What are your favorite foods? Give me foods. Give me food that a diabetic would eat. Someone who not even diabetic, someone who's a human being. Just give out the foods and what foods, which category did they go in? You got to participate in this one, folks, for this diesel fuel and the unleaded fuel to work. Cornbread. There we go. Cornbread is going to go over here in the diesel fuel. Do not put diesel fuel into your unleaded burning engine. Cornbread. Mac and cheese. Over here, diesel fuel. Mac and cheese. Okay, it's going to go in the diesel fuel category. Beans. Unleaded. Remember, Bridget said she ate a whole bunch of beans, right? She was eating a lot of beans. Let's see. What else? Chicken. Unleaded. But you ain't frying it though, right? No fry. We ain't doing no fry. We ain't talking about Popeyes. We ain't talking about Popeyes. Rice. Oh, tripping. Rice is gonna go over here. Unleaded. With an asterisk. We're gonna come back to the asterisk. We're gonna come back to that in a little bit. What else we got? Laugh out loud. No Popeyes. All right. We got other areas. Sweet potato. All right. Put in a whole bunch. Just name our food, folks. It's any food. It could be junk food too. Whatever. Junk food. It could be like whatever. Throwing it all the way out there. Whatever. Now, any food you can think of. Potatoes. Yeah, potatoes are gonna go over here. It's gonna go in one or two categories. Either the diesel fuel category or the unleaded fuel category. That's the only one. Those are the only two fuel sources. Bananas. I'm gonna put bananas over here, but with an asterisk. Bananas. Notice the ones with the red dot on them. The ones with the red dot on them, those are asterisks. Those are starchy. It's either i.e. a fruit or something that's starchy. Something that has starch in it. AKA the stuff that makes your blood sugar rise. So you can eat those. You just got to be careful on how to eat them. You just got to eat them in a very specific way. Zero sugar yogurt. Yeah, zero sugar yogurt. It's going to go over here in the zero yogurt. Zero yogurt. Zero yogurt, diesel fuel category. All right. Grapes. Again, grapes are going to go over here, but again, let me put a different marker. Let me put my thinner marker. Grapes. Grapes are going to go over here, but again, with an asterisk. What's up? Tortillas. Tortillas are gonna go over here. But can you have tortillas? Yeah, you can have tortillas. Are you having tortillas every day? Nah, you ain't having tortillas every day. Here's the thing, folks. We're naming out some foods. What's up, Netta? We're naming out some foods, corn. We're naming out some foods, but you don't have to be perfect in this thing. You don't have to be perfect. Right? You don't need perfection. You just need action. That's all. That's all you need. You just need action. Name out some more foods. Let's see. I thought yoga was good for you. Yeah, a lot of people do. Because when someone's going to put over here dairy. Dairy. We got, what else we got? Zero sugar sweeteners. Zero sweeteners. Zero sugar. Zero sweeteners. That's all diesel fuel. What else? Name some more foods. Salads. Okay. Salad is good. You got a lot of leafy greens in there. Bread. You're going to put bread over here. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, bread is not going to be your friend. Can you eat bread? Yeah, but it's not going to be your friend. Like I said, do you have to be perfect? No, you don't have to be perfect. You just need to take action. I thought red meat full of saturated fat. There is a limit. There's limits to how much you can fill up, right? We're talking about fuel. There's limits on how much you can fill up. Right? You can't overfill your tank, boss. So in my programs, we do ratio. My 14-day challenge. But later on, I teach you how to eat from the clean eating plate. Look at this. Look at this. 50, 25, 25. That's the plate. The 50, 25, 25 plate. You can go get one of these out of my link in my description, folks. You want one of those, you can go get that out of my TikTok showcase. You can get one of those. Okay, here we go. All right, now y'all naming some foods. Salmon. Okay, salmon's gonna go over here. We're gonna put fish. We'll just put that in the fish category. But salmon, yeah, okay. Watermelon. Watermelon's gonna go over here too. But depends on how you use watermelon. It could be either in that category or this category. But we'll put a watermelon with an asterisk. When you think of fruit, think of dessert. When you think of fruit, think of dessert. Anytime you think of fruit, you think of dessert. Sunflower seeds. Right here. Seeds. Boom. Apples over here. Asterisk. What else? Green apples. Same thing. Apples. Broccoli. Pineapple is a fruit, so it's going to go over here. Pineapple. Pineapple, here's the thing. Like I said, pineapple. Let me write pineapple. Because that is a higher glycemic index fruit. So pineapples are high glycemic index. Grapes are high on the glycemic index. Potatoes, white potatoes specifically, are high on the glycemic index. So you can eat these foods, folks. You just got to be careful on how you eat them. That's all you got to do. You got to be careful on how you eat them. Okay, what else? Broccoli over here. Unleaded fuel. Yeah, red apples. All right. Chips, energy drinks. Chips. Okay, good one. Can you have some chips? Yeah, you can have some chips. Are you eating chips all day, every day? No, you ain't eating chips all day, every day. All right, you can have a little bit of this. It's about the ratio. Energy drinks, good one. That's a good one. Energy drinks. I'm gonna put that over here. E-drinks. Energy drinks. That goes over there. Diesel fuel. All that 0-calorie stuff. Grapefruit. Monk fruit. Monk fruit sweetener is amazing. That stuff is so sweet though. That stuff is so sweet. Monk fruit. But it's great. Let me put a line. But it's great if you're suffering from insulin resistance. Monk fruit, if you want to replace sugar, you say, yeah, I want my sugar. If you got these sugar cravings and you just can't deny them anymore, it's like, all right, I need to sweeten my coffee. You can use monk fruit instead. You can use monk fruit, you can use stevia, or you can use allulose. You can use one of those three. And if you use one of those three, you are going to get something delicious. Okay. So yeah, monk fruit, stevia, allulose. Those are good. Eggs, okay. Nobody put eggs yet, so that's a good one. Pancakes. Pancakes are gonna go over here. Sorry, mom. Pancakes. Oranges over here. But again, with caution, right? The red dot is with caution. You gotta use caution when you have those. Those are the caution. You can't overdo it in these. All right. Coffee will go over here. In the unleaded category. But here's the thing about coffee. Thank you. It's about what you put in the coffee. It's not about the coffee itself. It's about what you put in the coffee, aka sugar. That's the obvious one, right? Sugar. Okay, pure white table sugar. Not even just white table sugar. We got what's the name as well? Brown sugar. All different. These are the sugars. All right. So what else? Tea. Pancakes, greens. Greens are gonna go over here. Goes in the unleaded category. Leafy greens. What else? Greens, mashed potatoes. You can do mashed potatoes, right? They're going over here in the potatoes, but again, I got potatoes over here, but you just gotta use caution. We just ain't going and taking a big bucket of mashed potatoes. Like, yeah, Kelley said I can eat mashed potatoes, so I'm going crazy on the mashed potatoes. You're not going crazy on the mashed potatoes. There's a percentage. That's on the clean eating plate. When we talk more about the clean eating plate, I give you percentages, the exact percentages on how much of those you can eat in potatoes. What else? Canned white meat chicken. Now, anything canned like that and with all the preservatives is going to go over here to the diesel fuel. Canned meats, okay, other stuff too. Bacon, we're gonna put bacon over here. We're gonna put sausage over here. I missed a lot of stuff, man. What else? Oh, pepperonis, deli slices, deli meat. That goes in the diesel. What else? How you doing, folks? We're talking about what we're doing. If you just joined us, my name is Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist. What we're doing right now is we're putting the food that we're talking about blood sugar, but what's good and what food is good and what food isn't good. The diesel fuel, you don't want to fill your car with diesel fuel. You fill your unleaded burning engine with diesel fuel, it's going to go down. Your engine's going to go down. But if you fill it with unleaded, like it's supposed to have, your car is going to run like a champ. Week after week, your car is just going to run like a champ. No problems. And it's the same thing with your human body. If you fill up on diesel fuel most of the time, your engine will start to break down, aka your blood sugar is going to suck. But if you fill up on unleaded fuel like you're supposed to, man, your car will start to run, your engine will start to run like a well-oiled machine, your body, like a well-oiled machine. So that's the analogy right now. Your fuel sources, 2 fuel sources, that's it. Anything that you eat is going to go in one of these 2 categories. Either the diesel fuel, and look, here's the thing. You want to hear the thing? Here's the thing about diesel fuel, folks. Let's break down the word. The word diesel comes from the word, look, die. D-I-E. They say you can't say that on TikTok, but there it is. Cell. The second part of the word is cell. It literally means it's where your cells go to die. That's what diesel means. Die cell. It's where your cells go to die. You eat too much of the diesel fuel, you keep putting that in that wrong fuel source into your unleaded burning engine, your engine will start to break down and crap out like this. It'll start to knock. When your engine is knocking, that means that you got to go to the doctor and you got to get maybe it's time for them to amputate, because we didn't want to change what we were eating. We didn't want to stop eating the diesel fuel. So that's the analogy, folks. So let's get back to the foods. Okay, somebody joined the challenge. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day challenge. Let me put it over here. Do me a favor also and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition. Hold on. I'm trying to get my thingy back up so I can congratulate you for joining that challenge. But here it is. Let's see. There they go. I think that's them. Yeah, there you go. Shout out to you for joining that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where I promise you, your blood sugar will never be looking the same ever again. Let's get back to it. If you want to join that challenge too, if you want to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, use that live discount code SAVE20, SAVE20. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for $79. You join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. So here we go. Back to it. Let's give me some of this stuff again. Tuna in a can. Tuna in the can is going to go over here. Canned meat right there. We already got that in the diesel fuel category. Mashed potatoes, we already answered that one. Be careful with it. Canned tuna. Cheese sticks. Cheese sticks are going to go over here. Anything cheese. Did I say cheese? I didn't even say cheese. Nope. Oh, let me put it right. Let me put it in big over here. Cheese. Cheese. That's a big one. A lot of things people tell me that they ain't gonna give up. They're like, they don't care how bad their A1C, they don't care how bad their numbers are. They don't care how bad their numbers are. They ain't changing. So let's go. They ain't giving up no cheese, and they're not giving up bacon. 2 things that people tell me they ain't gonna give up. Protein bar. Hold on, there's a couple more before that. Canned tuna, cheese sticks. What about Carb Smart tortillas? Again, you can do the tortilla. Again, like I was saying about the tortillas over there, you can have some tortillas. Just don't go crazy with them, right? You can have a tortilla, but with an asterisk. All right. There's rules to the game. There's certain percentages. When we talk about this clean eating plate, okay? But tortillas they're kind of in the gray area. Let me say that. You can have them, just not too many of them. Basically everything that tastes good. Just kidding. Milk. Oh, good one. Did we say milk already? We said dairy. Yeah, dairy right there. So that dairy means cheese. You know what I mean? I just put it up here so it's clear. Milk. Orange juice. Orange juice is going to go over here in the diesel fuel. OJ. Believe it or not, orange juice. Because when you juice it, all you're doing is taking away all the fiber. You're stripping away all the fiber. That's all you're doing. So when you strip away the fiber, I mean, all that you're left with is just the fiber is the thing that was protecting you from the spike. But when you strip away the fiber and you just have the orange juice, now you just got straight up sugar. Is it natural sugar? Yeah, it's natural sugar. But at the end of the day, sugar is still just sugar. At the end of the day. So your blood sugar is still going to spike. It's going to spike even faster because it's got nothing to hold it back. So that's why OJ is going to go over here, orange juice. Even freshly squeezed orange juice, folks. We're not talking about when you go to IHOP. When you go into IHOP and you out with the fam, you're like, yeah, let me get the like, what you want on your menu? Yeah, let me get the pancakes and let me get the OJ. So no OJ. Protein bar with 5 grams of sugar. Well, you use this. You use the Yuka app. If you want to use the Yuka app, this is a great app to download, folks. If you want to know if the food you're about to eat is either going to be in the diesel fuel category or in the unleaded fuel category, you want to make sure you use Yuka, the Yuka app, because when there's things that have a lot of options, like there's different things that have lots of options. If you're having a protein bar every once in a while, I'm going to put it in the diesel fuel category. But if you're having one every once in a while, because that's heavily processed stuff. Heavily processed protein bars. They're heavily processed protein bars. If you get one, make sure you use that app. Scan it with that app first. It's going to be like defense. Garlic. Ooh, over here. Yep. Cayenne pepper. That'll go over here. That'll go in the spices. Spices are over here in the unleaded. All natural peanut butter. Great. Right over here. That's a good one. Pea butter. Peanut butter. Yep. Let's see what else. All natural peanut butter. Just hopping in, can you explain the diesel and fuel and the unleaded fuel means? The 2 fuel sources. So the diesel fuel is, you don't want to go to the gas station and fill up on diesel fuel. If you go to the gas station and you fill up on diesel fuel, your car is going to break down. So just think about that being your body. So if you fill your body with a whole bunch of diesel fuel that goes over in this category, your car is going to break down, aka blood sugar is going to be out of control, especially if you're suffering from type 2 diabetes. But if you fill your car up with the unleaded fuel like it's supposed to be filled up, you can just keep going every day. Just your car will just keep on going. That's it. It'll just keep on going. You don't have to go take it to the mechanic and get all types of engine repairs and crazy stuff, all because of your fuel source. There's a lot of things that could be hurting your health, but it's predominantly what you're eating. So that's the concept of diesel fuel versus unleaded. That's the analogy. And whatever food you eat is either going to go in either the diesel fuel category or the unleaded fuel category. Okay? That's the concept. So let's get back. Oatmeal, all right. Oatmeal is going to go over here. But again, with an asterisk. You can have oatmeal, okay, great. But we're not having oatmeal all the time. Not in the morning time, let me say that. You can have oatmeal, but we're not having oatmeal in the morning time. In the morning time, here's what we want to focus on. And we can break this down even further, but I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. In the morning time, you want a savory breakfast. What's the savory breakfast? Here's an example of a savory breakfast. We'll say eggs and spinach, or or fish and asparagus with an avocado. So nobody said anything about an avocado. 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 I'll just put it there. Avocado. That's called a savory breakfast. A protein, a fat, and a carbohydrate. I mean, not a carbohydrate, sorry. A protein, a fat, and a non-starchy veggie. A non-starchy veggie. Something like peppers. Bell peppers, right? Those are non-starchy veggies. Carrots. Those are non-starchy veggies. What else? Onions. Somebody said onions. I'm putting stuff everywhere. Stuff we're not talking about are, diesel fuel stuff. We want to stay away from that. Bebop the screen. Yeah, do me a favor, folks, and bebop that screen. Share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this condition, struggling with high blood sugar. That's ultimately what we're talking about here, folks. How do you get yourself off of that high blood sugar train? If you're ready to get yourself off of that blood sugar train, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Sushi. Sushi is an interesting one, right? I'm going to put sushi in the diesel fuel category only because, here's why. It's because when we wrap it, and they wrap it in all that rice. See how that rice you got on there, on that sushi? If you're smashing those, it's going to raise your blood sugar pretty good. We're talking in the essence of blood sugar. That's not a good one. Sushi. Noodles and chicken. The chicken, The noodles depends on the type of noodles. So we'll put that in the pasta, right? That's pasta. Remember we said pasta, but it's got an asterisk. You just got to be careful with the pasta. Cranberry, 1 gram of or 0 sugar. 1 gram will be better. The 0 sugar, stay away from that one as far as possible. 0 sugars are going to go over here. Zero sweeteners are going to go over there. So things like Equal. What else? Sweet and Low, Sweet Cherry. Those kind of sweeteners are the sweeteners that you want to stay away from. Those are artificial sweeteners. Do not have artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners, 0 Diet Cokes, Coke Zero. You know, the energy drink with the zero energy drinks right here. Those are artificial flavors. You don't want to put artificial flavors in your real body. You don't want to do that. So here it is. What else? Protein shakes. Okay, we have bars over there. We'll go protein shakes. Protein shakes are going to go over here, but protein shakes, but with a caveat. If you're using dairy, if you got a protein shake, but you're using, it has some of the stuff from the diesel fuel side, i.e. dairy. Dairy is going to be on the diesel fuel side. You know, you got whey protein and all that stuff. That's going to be in the diesel fuel category. So it depends on which one that you use. Prefer you do the ones without the dairy. Then again, the ones without the dairy, and also use, and then the second rule is to use your Yuka app. Use your Yuka app, and that's going to be like your defense. You'll be like able to tell, like, hey, it's going to give you a score. Is this thing good or is this thing bad? Sometimes the Yuka app is not 100%. It's a little off in some areas, but for the most part, it's a damn great app. It's called Yuka. What about diet soda? Same thing, diesel fuel, 0 sweeteners, diet soda. So let me make sure it's clear. So I put diet soda. Diet or zero soda, right? Yep. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for helping me reach my TGIF. Y'all help me reach my TGIF goal for the day. All right. Thank God it's Friday. And if you're just joining us, thank you kindly. If you're just joining us, my name's Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas, where we are breaking down the difference between the two fuel sources, whether it be diesel fuel or whether it be unleaded fuel. Like which one are you eating? Depending on which one you fill up on the most, will determine your overall health. So back to it. You have honey, okay, zucchini. Oh, there's some of that. Zucchini. Okay, thank you. Zucchini and squash. That'll go right over here. Those are plants. So anything plants are gonna go over here. Rice, zero. Oh, what about? Oh, we got some more coming in. Tuna in the pouch, same thing. If it were the one without the preservatives, we're talking about for overall health. If you're talking about for blood sugar, okay, you can put the tuna over here, and you'll let it. See, some of these got rules. You can put it over here, but if you're talking about for overall health, not with the preservatives in it. So it's a gray area with the tuna, with the bagged tuna, right? It's kind of similar to this area right here, the canned meat area. So, yeah. All noodles are pasta. Yeah, right here. That pasta right here. Is type 2 diabetes reversible? You're absolutely right. I reversed it. So if I reversed it, why can't you reverse it? That's what I did. I reversed the condition. I was a diabetic, I had heart disease, and I was obese. This was all at the very same doctor's visit, by the way. So now I'm no longer diabetic, no longer have obesity, and I no longer have heart disease. All by changing my fuel source. That's all I did. People ask me, well, Kelley, what'd you do, man? What'd you do? Here's what I did. All I did was change my fuel source. That's all I did, just change my fuel source. I just switched from the unleaded fuel to the diesel fuel. From the diesel fuel, to the unleaded. That's what I did. I switched from the diesel to the unleaded. That's it. And now, no longer obese, no longer have diabetes, no longer have heart disease, no longer obese. That's all because I just switched my fuel source. But you got to have enough reasons to do this. I had a lot of reasons. So it was seamless for me to do it. So that's the concept between the two different types of foods. It will determine your overall health, especially your A1C. If I eat beans and avocado, can they have sushi? Sure, you could do that. You got a healthy fat, but you got to be careful with that, though. You don't go crazy with it, right? You can do it, but there's percentages, right? Remember we talked about this clean eating plate. Yeah. Can you use honey? No. Honey, when we're talking about blood sugar, we're talking about blood sugar. If you want to use the argument, yeah, honey has a whole bunch of has a whole bunch of nutrients, antioxidants, and all of that. Okay, sure. But at the end of the day, when it comes to blood sugar, honey is going to send your blood sugar so high that you couldn't even possibly imagine. That's where it's going to send it, straight up to the moon. Honey, because a little bit of honey is very, very concentrated. A little bit of honey is very, very concentrated. What's a good substitute for oatmeal and salmon? Well, for oatmeal, you're not doing oatmeal. You wouldn't do that in the morning. You're talking about oatmeal in the morning, right? We're not doing oatmeal in the morning. You can do salmon in the morning. So a good substitute for salmon, I mean, whatever you prefer. It could be eggs, it could be steak, it could be whatever. Any other form of protein. Chicken, whatever you, tofu. Nobody said tofu. Look, tofu. What else? Let's see some of these questions. Pickle. A pickle is going to go over here. We're going to put a pickle over here. In the omelet category. You can stand it, if you can, it's got a lot of sodium and everything in it, but one every once in a while is okay. Okay? Prefer you do cucumbers, but if you want to do a pickle every once in a while, hey, knock yourself out. Okay? It's all good. Let's see. Could I not eat all day sugar in the 200s? I could not eat all day sugar in the 200s. Coke Zero. Coke Zero. Yeah, zero sweeteners over here. Diesel. Yeah, Yuka. It's a crazy app, right? It's a crazy app. Oh, you in Houston? Yeah, my name's Kelley, Certified Holistic Nutritionist, straight out of Houston, Texas. Been in Houston, Texas 11 years. Been in 11 years, Houston, Texas. Been in Texas almost 15 years. Coming up next year. 14 and a half years been here. Tofu, we got it over here already. Plantains are going to go in the unleaded because we run out of space on the board. Plantains can go in the unleaded because you just got to be careful with them. Just like a banana. Banana go over here, but you just got to be careful with it. You're not waking up in the morning eating plantains on an empty stomach. Like, what was for breakfast today? Plantains. What was for breakfast today? Banana. That's not a good way to start your day. That's going to put you on that blood sugar roller coaster, which we're going to talk about next. You don't want to get on that blood sugar roller coaster. You want to make sure you get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. And if you're ready to get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster, join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What's the challenge? It is a blueprint. It says if you are struggling in these areas, if you're struggling the difference between diesel fuel and unleaded fuel, and as a result, it has caused your blood sugar to go crazy high. As a result, you are struggling. As a result, you're struggling. Your blood sugar is all over the place. Do I do in-person classes? Yes, I do. If your blood sugar is all over the place and you just say, you know what? I'm stuck, man. If you're stuck and you're ready to get unstuck, here it is. If you're ready to get unstuck like I was, this is when I was stuck versus unstuck. You ready to get unstuck? Here it is. Here's where everything is. You should go register for the quiz. If you have not taken the quiz, go take the quiz. Click right here. Click on my picture again. Because we ran out of space on the board, folks. You click that link. You see that link right there? You click that link. And there's a bunch of goodies on my page, folks. There's a bunch of freebies on my page. There's a quiz. Look at that quiz. There's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. Like, how have you been managing this? How have you been managing this thing? You've been doing a great job managing this thing. You've been doing a terrible job managing this thing. Like, what have you been doing? So that test is it's a 2-minute quiz. Go take that quiz. You can register for the masterclass where we break down the lifestyle medicine formula right here. Lifestyle medicine formula. Click right there. Boom. Free masterclass. All you got to pay is attention. That's all you got to pay. Join this masterclass is attention. To watch that masterclass is attention. That's all you got to pay. What are you going to learn? You're going to learn about lifestyle medicine. The 4-part philosophy. We're talking about food right now, but in lifestyle medicine, there's 4 areas: peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. You master those 4 areas, your blood sugar, will never be the same again. You'll get yourself off of that blood sugar roller coaster. I promise you, you will. You will get yourself off of it. But you just got to do the work. That's what I break down in that masterclass. And finally, for my folks who are ready for serious change, it is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Like I said, if you've gotten to the point where you're confused on about what to eat, you don't know why your blood sugar is so high all the time, and you're frustrated, and you don't want to be frustrated anymore, and you've taken all the medication until you're blue in the face. You've taken all the meds until your face turned blue, just like this pen. You took all these meds, and in 14 days, people are doing amazing stuff with their blood sugar. 14 days. People are taking their A1C from an 8 to a 6. They're 2 points, like from an 8 to a 6, okay? From a 5.7 to from a 7.1 to a 5.7, all from this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's real people getting real results. You heard Bridget come on earlier, tell her story. Real people getting real results in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You are ready for change. If you say, I am ready to put all that to the side, I'm ready for change, you should join that 14-day challenge. It's $99 to join that challenge normally. But if you use that live discount code, SAVE20, SAVE20, you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for 20% off. To join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where I promise you, you're going to get yourself off of the blood sugar roller coaster. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day, I promise you, you figure out the difference between diesel fuel and unleaded fuel. That's what we're going to show you in these 14 days. You understand this difference right here? Sky's the limit. Promise you it is. Just like I did, just like 300 people who have just joined. I think that was 300 persons that just joined the 14-day challenge. Shout out to you. You want to join that challenge, use that discount code SAVE20, $79, join that challenge. Blood sugar reset challenge. Let's see. Q&A time. Back to the Q&A. I need to do the 14 days. Yeah. If your body's been begging for a reset, then you should listen to it. You should listen to it. If it were me, my body's begging me, I'm going to listen. Join the challenge. Let's see. Amen. Gotta amen to that. Have a lot of reason to do it, to be committed. Yeah, that's a very good point. You gotta have enough reasons, Money G. You gotta have enough reasons. Let me sit down. Now it's time to sit down since we've been up for a while. You start talking about my favorite topic, reasons. I'm about to get to your questions right now. Oh, hold on. Ooh. There it is. Yeah, you got to have enough reasons, boss. Because reasons, if you got enough reasons, you can do the most incredible things. If you've got enough reasons. But if you don't, you'll just make up an excuse, right? If you've got enough reasons, you can do the most incredible thing. Change shows up when excuses shut up. That's when change shows up. When excuses shut the hell up. Unleaded is good. Yeah. Unleaded is good. Unleaded is great. Unleaded versus diesel effects. Yeah. The difference between the effects, thank you for asking that. It depends. People are like, well, do you have to be perfect? Do you have to be perfect? Like, what are the effects of diesel fuel versus unleaded fuel? Do you have to be perfect? No, you don't have to be perfect. But here's what you do have to be. You have to be consistent. It's about what you do most of the time that matters the most. You don't have to be perfect. It's about getting about a 90%. If you're eating, if you're on unleaded fuel 90% of the time, you'll do great. If you're on it 90% of the time. Now, if you're on the diesel fuel most of the time, 90% of the time, if the tables are turned, okay, then your health is you're gonna have poor health. But if you flip it around, the 90% unleaded, you're gonna have good health. Those are the odds. So very good odds. So it's what you do most of the time that matters the most. So you do not have to be perfect. Do you check your sugar daily? No, I don't check my sugar anymore. Because I don't have the need to anymore. Because I'm no longer insulin resistant. I no longer have diabetes. I no longer have heart disease, and I'm no longer obese. My insulin responds as it should. Amen. Yeah, you got to have a lot of, yep. So all we have to do is cut out sugar, stop eating sweets, and just start eating all healthy. That's where it starts. That's it. That's it. That's where it comes from, because type 2 diabetes is a dietary and lifestyle-driven condition, meaning it was caused by your diet and lifestyle. So absolutely. Is protein pasta okay? That's a good one. I got to look more into protein pasta, but it is still processed at the end of the day. It is still processed at the end of the day. But yeah, you can do that. That will go in the pasta category, like I said. But if you see, it's got an asterisk on it. See, the pasta has an asterisk. What is the recipe? The recipe for what? Which recipe? Which recipe? I need the 14 days. Yes, you need the 14 days. Join that challenge. What do you use for sweeteners? Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those are the three. Stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Stevia, monk fruit, stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those three. If it ain't those three, stevia, monk fruit, or allulose, put it back on the shelf. If it's agave, put it back. Dates. Dates are good. Dates are going to go over in the unleaded category. I got some dates in my fridge right now, but here's the thing about dates. Do not go crazy with them. 1 or 2 is fine. 1 or 2 is fine. But when you go crazy and you eat the whole bag, that's not fine, because dates they got a lot of sugar in them. Okay. 1 or 2 is fine. But you start going crazy with them now. Why are protein bars bad? Because they're processed. They're heavily processed. I'm talking about for overall health. If you do use if you do have a protein bar, say not all protein bars are. There's some highly processed ones, and there's some ones that are better options. Like I use one do I use? A small seed. Yes, small seed protein bars. They're amazing. I love those. Those are great. Not all protein bars are created equally. So having a protein bar, great. Just make sure that it's one that's not that. Make sure it's one that's in the athletic category, not the diesel fuel. Low vitamin D increases A1C. Low vitamin D. What do you mean increases it? Low vitamin D. Vitamin D. They don't. The word for vitamin D is not even a vitamin. It's a very, very vital hormone. So vitamin D is very, very, very important. So I'm not sure your question, what you're asking. Is it increases? No, doesn't increase it. What's Yuka? Yuka is an app that says what you're about to eat, does it go in the diesel fuel category or does it go into the unleaded fuel category? You scan it, you go to the grocery store and you scan the label. You scan the label, that's going to tell you, it's going to give you a score. It's going to say, is this a good thing or is this a terrible thing? Okay? Based on that score, put it back on the shelf or not. So that's Yucca. I need to get my A1C down. It's going crazy. Like I said, I could not eat all day. And in any suggestion, if you can't get your A1C down, and you've been struggling, you say I've been struggling for many, many years. No matter how long, how many things I've tried. If I've tried everything and nothing has worked, then you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I got a lot of freebies on my page as well. There's a lot of suggestions. All you got to do is click that link in my descriptions. There's a quiz, right? Click right here, click right there. There's a quiz. There's a quiz. There's a master class. There's a free master class. There is also a 14-day challenge. Quiz is free. Master class is free. All you got to pay is attention. But if you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desire, you're ready for change, these are the people who have joined the challenge. 14-day blueprint, nutrition blueprint. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. You're going to get results just like everybody else did. 300 people joined the challenge. You want to join the challenge? It's $99, but you use that discount code SAVE20. If you use that discount code SAVE20, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for 20% off. $79, you join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is the asterisk next to the oatmeal? Save 20. Save 20 is the discount code. What is the asterisk next to the oatmeal? That means you got to be careful with it. That's what the asterisk means. It means that you got to be careful with it because you don't want to overdo it. You want to follow it within this plate. You see this clean eating plate right here? And then the cardinal rule number 1. There's a lot of rules to this clean eating plate, folks. If you want one of these, you can get one of these out of my TikTok showcase. But when it comes to oatmeal, you just got to make sure you follow this plate right here. So, but definitely no oatmeal in the morning. Make sure you put some clothing on your oatmeal. No oatmeal in the morning, but if you do eat oatmeal, make sure you put a healthy fat and a healthy protein. Eat it with a healthy fat, healthy protein. That's what I'll say about oatmeal. Sweet potato versus white potatoes. Whatever potato you prefer. They just both have different nutrient profiles. So there's not one that's better over the other. One may spike your blood sugar a little bit more. The white may spike your blood sugar a little bit more, but the nutrient profile is a little bit different, but that's about it. When you follow this clean eating plate, you have whatever you want. Whether it's white potato or whether it's sweet potato. As long as you follow this clean eating plate, there's a percent. Talk about a clean eating plate, that's another day. Hello, shout out to I get what you're saying. Okay, thanks. Yeah, you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. So that's it, folks. That's the difference between diesel fuel and unleaded fuel. Those are the questions. I don't see any more questions. That's the difference between diesel fuel and unleaded fuel. If you want to get your numbers right, you're going to have to switch over to the unleaded fuel. You're going to have to let go of the diesel fuel. If you're ready to let go of that diesel fuel and you need some direction, you're like, man, I need some direction. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start this thing, man. Like, where do I start? I want to get my A1C to a 5.3. I want to get off the blood sugar medication. Where do I start? You start right here. You start right here on this page. Like I said, there's the quiz, there's the master class. But when you're ready for, those are all free, but when you're ready for serious change, that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is calling your name. I promise you that it is. Do you suggest intermittent fasting along with your program? Should a diabetic type 2 should snack? It's all designed for you. It's all designed for you. It's gonna be like this. We're gonna talk about, we do fasting. We talk about fasting, but we train you to fast. But here's the thing: when it comes to fasting, you hang out with me for those 2 weeks. We're gonna be like, you ever watch that movie Captain Phillips with Tom Hanks? When the pirates jump on the bridge and they say, "I'm the captain now." They took over the ship, and the guy said, "I'm the captain." That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. I'm gonna be the captain, and you just follow the blueprint. It's a blueprint, just like everybody else is followed, and you will get the same results as they got. So, but just follow the blueprint. But we do talk about fasting to answer your question. Okay, let me get some water. Any other questions? Any other questions before we shift gears? Any other questions before we shift gears and start talking about what's next? Oh yeah, more things. Blood sugar. What happens when you eat certain foods? What is the blood sugar roller coaster? We'll talk about the blood sugar roller coaster. I don't know how to join. I'm trying. Could you please explain again what to click and how to join? Here you go. Here's how you join. What to click and where to click and where to go. So follow along with me. I got you. Quick recap. I'm gonna tell you a quick recap. I'm gonna tell you a quick recap is join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. No. I'm showing somebody how to join the challenge right now. 14-day blueprint right here. So click right up here. Click on my picture again. So you got to click twice. So click here, click on my picture again, and it's going to take you right here. There is the link that you click right there. It says Linktree. And for my folks over here on my other socials as well, if you click that link in my description, it says Linktree right there. Click that link, and it's going to come to something that looks like this. Folks, see that? Right here. There it is. You'll see that right here. Click right there. 14-day challenge. That's where you click. You just keep on following it. It says $99, but you use that live discount code, SAVE20. That is the live discount code, SAVE20. Use that code. You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge for 20% off. $79 to join that challenge. But that's where it is. But you start off by clicking right here, clicking on my picture again, and then click that link under my TikTok profile picture. It says Linktree. Quick recap. Quick recap is diesel fuel versus unleaded fuel. Based on the foods that you eat. My name is Kelley, your certified holistic nutritionist. Talk about all things pre-diabetes, gestational diabetes, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, blood sugar, all of that stuff. We can get down into the science of it. We just make it into a form where it's very, very easy to understand. So that's what we talk about. Is type 2 diabetes reversible? And the answer is, of course. Of course it is. You want to know how? You want to know how you can tell if your condition is reversible? Here's how you can tell. Here's how you can put it all to the side. Like you can take all of the guesswork out of it. You can do all of that. And you can say, go get a C-peptide test. You go get yourself a C-peptide test. And the C-peptide test is going to tell you, it's called a C-peptide. You go get a C-peptide test and it will tell you if you can reverse the condition or not. That's what the C-peptide test is. It will tell you how much, basically, it will tell you how much, are you producing enough insulin or you're not producing enough insulin? If you're producing enough insulin, great. You can reverse it. If you're not producing enough, okay, then that's a problem. But if you're producing enough, then that's great. It's called a C-peptide test. Go ask your doctor. You got to ask your doctor for it. They're not just going to give you this one. This is like a special request. Next time you go to your doctor, like, yo, doc, can I get that special request C-peptide test, bro? And they're going to be like, well, what do you want a C-peptide test for? Well, I want to find out where my numbers are, man. I want to find out where my numbers are. If this thing is reversible or not. That's why a lot of people want to go get this test. Why? It's because it's going to either reveal you or it's going to either expose you. One of the two. Okay? That'll put all the excuses to the side. There's no more excuses at that point when you go get a C-peptide test. I'm a pre-diabetic, but I have bad neuropathy pain in hands and sometimes feet, but mostly when I sleep. Yeah, if you're in the pre-diabetic range, neuropathy, here's what pre-diabetes means. Pre-diabetes means that you are insulin resistant, meaning you are becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. It just hasn't gotten bad yet. You're already insulin resistant. So Sean, if you've got bad neuropathy pain, and it happens mostly when you sleep, if you're ready to clean all that up, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's linked in my bio if you want to know more about that. If you want to learn more, you should join that. Click that link in my description, my TikTok description there. C-peptide test for insulin results for A1C answer. C-peptide test for insulin, that's correct. Now we're not even talking about A1C. We're just talking about for insulin levels. But if that's what the C-peptide test is about. I just had a A1C, A12. You just had your A1C checked? Oh yeah, what is it? Shout out to you, Sean. What is it? What's your A1C? If you just had it checked, if you're comfortable saying. We talked about A1C earlier. If you were here, 12.6. Yeah. 12.6 means you're in the danger zone. Here's when you need to act. When it comes to an A1C being at a 12.6, that's very, very serious. I'm gonna just keep it super, super real with you. Those are serious numbers. Here's when you need to act, Goldie. You need to act, not now. You don't need to act right now. You need to act right now. Because those are serious numbers. 12.6. Ideally, we want it to be closer to a 5. 12.6 is more than double. And A1C means the higher the number is, the faster you're checking out of here. So to change all of that, you've got to change something. You've got to change something in your lifestyle. And that's a lot of stuff in your lifestyle, especially when the stress management, activity, eating, sleeping. It's a lifestyle medicine formula. So it should be lifestyle first, medication second. We can take all the medication that we want, but if we don't get our lifestyle first, right? Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. We don't get those 4 areas right first. We're just running in circles. How is sparkling water for you? Sparkling water? Yeah, sparkling water will be good. Sparkling water, we can go over here on the unleaded side. That would be good. But yeah, Goldie, your A1C is at a 12.6. Join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge because your body's begging you for a reset, and you should listen to it. You want to join that challenge, use that discount code SAVE20. SAVE20. It's a nutrition blueprint. You show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. You're going to bring those numbers down. I promise you will. Because type 2 diabetes is a reversible condition. It is a dietary and lifestyle driven condition. My sugars were running in the 400 21 days ago. Now they're in the 110 and the 140. Oh, amazing. What did you do? Instantly stopped soda and changed my diet. Immediately started some enzymes for pancreas and liver. That's amazing. You see how quickly it can happen, folks? Something had to change. For things to change, you're going to have to change. That's amazing, Goldie. Are beans good? Beans are amazing. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, beans are going to be one of your best friends. If you're suffering from high blood sugar, beans are going to be one of your best friends. It sounds crazy, But yeah, beans, they don't even be like, what? Orange beans are starch. They don't raise your blood sugar. Yeah, but they're resistant starch. They're a different kind of starch. They're a different kind of starch. So beans are amazing. What kind of beans? Dry beans, red beans, pinto beans, black beans, navy beans, cannellini beans, garbanzo beans, pinto beans. These are dry beans. Preferably the beans that you make yourself. You can do canned beans. Don't get me wrong. You can do I do canned beans. But if you had a choice, you would do the ones that you make yourself. But canned beans are fine. Yeah. Those are the fuel sources, folks. But all right, folks. I think we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out of here in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes today, because that'll put us right on time. We'll be out of here in about 10 minutes, folks. But we came on today to bust some myths. We came down to bust some myths about, is diabetes reversible? Like, once you get diabetes, you have to have this thing for the rest of your life. And the answer is no. And the answer is no. It is a dietary and lifestyle driven. I'm going to sound like a broken record. But to get there, you're going to have to go through some pain. And that's the pain that people don't want to go through, that pain of change. But if you avoid the pain of change, you're just chasing the regret. What kind of regret? Well, the regret, like, man, I should have did it. I should have did it at this time. I wish I would have did it. I should have did it. Time has gone by. A month has gone by. 2 months has gone by. 3 months has gone by. And things are still the same. 4 months has gone by. And things are still the same. Because nothing changed. The only thing that changed is maybe your prescription. Maybe you got a higher dose of prescription. That's probably the only thing that changed. So for things to change, you're going to have to change. What's the treatment for fatty liver? Here it is right here. Laying off of the diesel fuel. See all the diesel fuel category? Lay off of the diesel fuel. And switch over here to the unleaded. You know what we didn't even know? Nobody even put this one up here, but this one goes alcohol. Alcohol. Nobody said it. I'm surprised. Alcohol. You talk about fatty liver. You got non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or you got fatty liver from drinking, too much drinking, and then you got drinking alcohol, then you got non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Let's talk about that one. That's a good one. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is caused by, well, too much sugar. Too much glucose, aka too much sugar, has caused insulin resistance in your liver. That's where it all starts. So when you get insulin resistance in the liver, it tells the cells to store fat. It says store fat. Where does it start? Oh yeah, it starts storing the fat in the liver. And it goes from there. Starts in the liver, and then it starts going to all the other organs in your body. The kidneys, all the organs down here. That's why you ever see someone with a big belly, like what I had, a big belly, but it's hard. You ever see someone with a hard belly? And you touch me like, oh, he's got a big belly, but it's hard. You're like, well, why is it hard? Well, it's hard because that's called visceral fat. Visceral fat is some of the most dangerous stuff that there is, because it's literally the fat that is suffocating your organs. So how you get non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is from too much sugar, too much carbohydrates, but specifically too much sugar. Fructose, sugar, the sweet stuff. That's non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. You reverse all that. You change all that up. You change your fuel source. You start changing your fuel source. And that hard visceral fat, like I said, that's why it's hard. It's dangerous fat. It's hard. It's suffocating your organs. That visceral fat will start to dissipate. That's going to start to add years back to your life. When that visceral fat and that fatty liver starts to, start to go away. And that's all come from changing your diet. Switching from the diesel fuel to the unleaded fuel. That's it. Let's see how much time we got. We're getting ready to get out of here, folks. So here's the thing. Like I said earlier, if you were just joining us, my name is Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist. Talk about all things insulin resistance. If you are struggling with insulin resistance, if you say, yeah, listen, I've had this condition for a very, very long time, and things need to change. Things have got to change. For things to change, you're going to have to change, though. Because we can't be lustful. We can't lust for what we want. What is it that we want? We want to get out of our own way. Just like I had to do, get out of my own way. Wanting to get off of the meds, wanting to get our life back, wanting to stop the neuropathy, wanting to save our vision, but not being willing to put in the work. That's called lust, folks. And we ain't lusting. We ain't lusting over this. Because we're going to show up and we're going to do the work and we're going to do it again tomorrow. If you're ready for change, you should join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If changes are all over you, like, I'm ready for change. If that's you, if you have insulin resistance for a very long time and you don't know what else to do and you're ready for change, you tried everything, nothing has worked. 14-day challenge is calling your name, folks. Use that discount code, SAVE20. You join that 14-day challenge for 20% off to join that 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Where is it? It's linked in my bio right here. Click right here. Click on my picture again. So if this, folks, live, I come on every day. Be back on tomorrow. We'll talk more things, diabetes, more things, high blood sugar. We'll be back. We'll come up with some new stuff tomorrow. We'll go over the plate. We'll go over this tomorrow, the clean eating plate. Today we did diesel fuel and unleaded. Tomorrow we'll do the clean eating plate. Tomorrow we'll do a little game of blood sugar Tetris. We're going to come on tomorrow at, we'll be on at Eastern time. We'll come on about 8:30 Eastern time. Between 8:15 and 8:30. Depending on if I got my camera set up. If I have technical difficulties or not. But anywhere between 8:15 to 8:30. That's when we come on. Monday through Saturday. Through Saturday right now. Saturday's getting ready to end. I think this will probably be like the last Saturday that I do. Because basketball season is starting. I'm a referee as well. I referee basketball. The season's starting. So I got to get out there on the court. So I'm not even going to be able to come on Saturdays anymore. So if you want to tune in tomorrow, we're going to talk about the clean eating plate. Probably be the last Saturday for a while. But we're here Monday through Friday, though. Come on tomorrow. But that's it, folks. Here it is. I want you to remember this before we leave, that your comfort zone is the real enemy of change. That's the real enemy. You got to smash that comfort zone. You must be willing to adjust your comfort zone. Not even adjust it. You must be willing to destroy it. You got to be willing to step so far outside of your comfort zone when it comes to getting your blood sugar right that it's not even funny. Like I said, people ask me all the time, Kelley, what did you do? What kind of medication did you take? And I tell them the medication that I took is called lifestyle medicine. Lifestyle first, medication second. You cannot fix it with the diet and lifestyle first. Okay, then we can talk about the medication. That's good exercise too. The refereeing is great. I'm running up and down with the kids. They can't outrun me. Like, they're in high school, but they can't outrun me. My season before COVID, that season before COVID, when I was like really out of shape, when I was this guy. You want to hear a funny story? Here's a funny story. This picture, we get ready to get out of here. This picture that I took when I was teaching a class, up in Canada. This picture that I took, if you look at my pants, those are my basketball pants. Even though it's the same clothes, I'm wearing those same clothes. Those are my basketball pants, folks. The reason I had to wear my basketball pants is because my belt wouldn't fit anymore. So those were my basketball pants because they're stretchy. You feel what I'm saying? They were stretchy. It's a funny story. And basketball season is getting ready to start. And that was the last picture that I took. That picture was 2 weeks before my diagnosis of diabetes and heart disease and obesity. 2 weeks later, after I took that picture, I got my diagnosis. So that's basketball season. So now those clothes ain't gonna fit me anymore. I had to go get a whole new wardrobe, folks. That's a whole new that change you saw. That's like all the stuff in your closet, nothing's gonna fit type of change. Now, did I do that in 2 weeks? I didn't do that in 2 weeks. That was a complete challenge. That was a complete overall. That was over a year. That was a year transformation. To go from obese to being to having no diabetes, being in shape, the guy that you see now. Took a year to do that. But in the short term, made a big impact in the short term. If you're ready for change, if that's what you are ready to do, you should join that challenge. Hang out with your boy for 14 days. I got you. I promise you, your blood sugar, your weight, whatever, none of that stuff's ever going to be the same unless you want it to, because it's about choices. It's about choices. Here's the thing. And I'll leave y'all with this, and I'll be back tomorrow. You see, when we're born, hold on. Let me see if we got some questions. Thank you, boss. You're quite welcome. Last question. Let's see. Blood sugar is down to 6.8 to 6.2 in a week. That's it. That's it, Brian. You made a choice, didn't you? You made a choice. You made a choice to do that. You can do that in as little as a week. All by changing what you eat. All by changing your fuel source. It's about choices. You got a lot of choices up there. Look at all these choices I put up here. See, here's the thing, though. When we're born, we look like our parents when we're born. They may say, like, who do you look like? You look like your mom, your dad. Like, who do you look like? Put in the chat, who do you look like? Do you look like your mom or do you look like your dad? Inquiring minds would like to know. Who do you look like? Your mom or your dad? Maybe you look like your grandpa? Who do you look like? Inquiring minds would like to know. I look like my dad. Let's see. All right. Nobody knows who they look like, but here's the thing. When we're born, here's who you look like. You look like your parents. But when you die, you look like your choices.